up the anvil and let the fans in the gates. Just about ready for Saturday night soccer in the Magic City, downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Our site this evening for Birmingham Legion against Hartford Athletic. There's a look at one of the oldest institutions in downtown Birmingham, the old Sloss Furnaces. Basking in glory on one side of the railroad tracks, on the other, BBVA Field, our site for the Saturday night contest between Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic. Good evening, everybody. Blake Gardner joined by Mike Gebman, excited to bring you this match on Saturday night. And Mike, two expansion sides in the USL Championship, both looking for all 3 points tonight.
I think this is going to be a really exciting match. I'm looking forward to it. Two teams that are hungry and desperate for wins. Beautiful night to play. The field looks to be in great condition. Should be a great match.
Hartford and Birmingham both trying to turn the corner as of late. Hartford has turned a bit of a corner, Mike, and as we get a look at their impact player first this evening, Jose Angula, he's been a big piece. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's provided some punch up top.
Yeah, I really like this man. He's a dangerous attacking player. He's big, he's athletic, he's a great finisher. He's scored a lot of goals, and he's very dangerous on the counterattack.
Here you see some of Angula's strikes so far this year, over 50 USL Championship goals coming into this evening. He will provide some pop whether he's in the starting 11 or comes off the bench at some point tonight. On the other side, Prosper Kasim has really throttled this Birmingham attack out of his midfield spot. That left foot of his has found the back of the net multiple times so far this year.
He scored the first goal in Legion history. He scored the first game-winning goal in Legion history. He scored the first home goal in Legion history. He's come up big in big moments for this team. Looking forward to seeing him do it again tonight.
His latest strike nominated for USL Goal of the Week this past week. Kasim hoping he and the rest of this Legion attack can find the back of the net once again tonight. Hartford Athletic and Birmingham Legion just about ready to go as warm-ups are complete. We'll get a look at the starting lineups for each side and have kickoff in just a few moments. It's Hartford and Birmingham on Saturday night, and it comes your way next.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Just about ready for Birmingham Legion FC against Hartford Athletic here at BBVA Field. The clouds look ominous, but hopefully the rain stays away as we get ready for kickoff coming up in just a few moments. Time to look at each side's starting 11. We'll begin with Hartford Athletic. And Mike, Jimmy Nielsen throws out a similar 4-4-2 to what they've been working with most of this year.
They've liked the 4-4-2. They've had success in the last few games with it. Barrera up top is going to make an impact tonight. He's a new player for them. Little surprised that we don't see Jose Angula, but I think we'll probably see him come off the bench.
Angula does make the 18, but is not in the starting lineup, as you mentioned, as Berea and Swartz get the nod up top. On the other side for Birmingham Legion, they go with 2 strikers as well, but the biggest change for head coach Tommy Sohn, just 3 in the back this evening.
Yeah, if this is the formation they bring out, it's a little bit of a change. 3 in the back, 5 in midfield, and 2 up top. Certainly putting both Wright and Hoffman up top gives them twice as many strikers in front of goal, and so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Legion certainly happy to get Kyle Fisher back in the starting 11 as well, and Tyler Turner makes his first start in a few contests for this Birmingham Legion side. Here at BBVA Field, still a dark sky, but so far the rain has stayed away as both teams have just about taken the field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, Birmingham Legion against Hartford Athletic. Thanks for joining us on My 68 and on ESPN. Plus, we'll introduce our coaches in just a moment as you get a look at Jimmy Nielsen there in his first season, of course, the helm of this expansion side, Hartford Athletic, the former MLS goalkeeper of the year for Sporting Kansas City, a 2-time MLS All-Star in his time in the States. On the other side, Coach Tommy Sohn in his first season as well at the helm of this Birmingham Legion club. 52-year-old was last scouting for the Columbus Crew, but is best known for his stint as the head man at DC United. Anthem wrapped up. I should get a look at Coach Sohn there. Both sides just about ready to go this evening from the newly renamed BBVA Field. It was BBVA Compass Field, but it was announced a week ago that BBVA Compass has rebranded as BBVA, which impacted the name of this field, along with the stadium in Houston, home to the Houston Dynamo. BBVA Compass Stadium is now BBVA Stadium. Here at BBVA Field, south side of Birmingham, Alabama. There you get a look at our officials this evening, along with this Birmingham Legion club going all black head to toe tonight, Mike Getman. And what's the key tonight for Birmingham Legion to get off to the front foot? Good start.
Well, I think that the biggest key is to dominate the way the game is played, to keep possession, move the ball. It's something that Legion have done almost every game. I expect them to come out with 5 in midfield and really try to keep possession of the ball.
On the other side, Hartford Athletic in all white tonight. As you see, the coin picked up by goalkeeper and captain this evening, Matt Van Oekel for Birmingham Legion, joined there by Raymond Lee, who will captain this Hartford side. What's the key for Hartford to get off to a good start on the road?
Well, Hartford's a counter-attacking team, and so if they can get counters, create chances on the counter, they've got a chance. They're also very good on set pieces. They've got one of the best free kick takers in the league, and so I think set pieces could be a big factor tonight.
Referees tonight, Eric Tattersall, Jeffrey Skinner, Carlos Pailago, and Sam Bierster, as we are just about ready to go from Birmingham, Alabama tonight. 73 degrees, plenty of clouds. Central Alabama has seen plenty of rain and thunderstorms even today, but right now, or at least for the moment, it has stayed away, and we are going to get underway momentarily between Hartford Athletic and Birmingham Legion. Hartford Athletic 2-10-3 so far this year. Birmingham Legion 3-8-3. And Mike, the biggest struggle for Birmingham Legion so far this year is coming home. Just 1 goal scored in 7 matches.
Yeah, they haven't scored a lot of goals at home, but they've had a lot of chances. They've dominated possession in almost every game. They've played really well in almost every match that we've seen, and so it's really just a factor of a little bit of luck here and there, and things could be dramatically different.
And right as we were talking, a massive lightning strike hit what looked like rather close from here. There's the thunder, and there's the referee's signal. Eric Tattersall motions both teams back to the locker rooms. Right as we're about to get going, we're going to have to wait at least a minimum of 30 minutes to get this one going, as the weather has made its name known at BBVA Field tonight, and now the rain starting a little bit as well. That chases both teams to the locker room, and Mike, the 3rd time this year in a game played in downtown Birmingham that rain and thunderstorms are going to have an effect.
Well, the weather isn't cooperating, and it's been a battle all year. The field is in great shape, and the rain won't make a big impact. This field drains beautifully. The issue is going to be the lightning. Obviously, we need the players and the fans to be safe. So as soon as that has cleared, I'm sure we'll get back underway.
So we're due at least a minimum 30-minute delay, and we'll all get a chance to get a look at the radar and see where we stand, get an update from our refereeing crew as well as the game ops crew here in downtown Birmingham. But right now, a 7:05 start certainly isn't happening as the rain pours down a little bit more. It'll be a minimum of 7:40 by the time we get this game going again. and get everybody warmed up once more here at BBVA Field. We'll take a timeout, and we'll have more info for you when we come back. But first, we'll have an interview with Coach Tommy Sohn along with winger Prosper Kasim on what they think about tonight's contest against Hartford Athletic.
So, Coach, first of all, the school year has ended. I assume that means your family has made it to town. How has that been?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a great distraction because getting family around and spending time with them obviously makes you appreciate the real things in life. So it's great having them here.
Have they enjoyed the transition, and are they
they love Birmingham. One of my daughters was able to finish a couple weeks of school here and meet some kids, but the transition's been great. They absolutely love it here.
Good. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
How about the team? Tell us how things are going with the team.
Yeah, I mean, we've come through a really rough stretch, and you know, we knew that was going to be the hardest part of our season, and finding now the right group, and obviously getting a couple guys back, like Kyle back, helps a lot. But we have to now become harder to play against. You know, we're trying to press a little bit higher. We got to find a lead so that we open up teams, and we're not getting opened up because we're chasing games. So getting that first goal, especially this weekend, is going to be vital in how we start the game. I think it helps a lot that they replaced the turf. I think the guys are excited to play at home for a change, knowing that, you know, we like to knock the ball around when we can, and it's going to help. But we have to go out and get a goal and make sure that we're opening up teams instead of having to go chase games and open up ourselves.
You know, coaches don't always like to make excuses, but it felt to me like you had the game at home, played on sand, then you went down to Charleston and played in a mud bowl, then you went to Charlotte, played on more sand. For a team that likes to play soccer and seems to be built on skillful soccer, has it been frustrating to play on fields like that?
Yeah, I think it gets you out of your comfort zone to where you have to do things you probably don't work on during the week. But look at it, it's two teams playing, and they had to deal with it as well. So we can't look at that. We just have to look forward to making sure that we correct the things that we need to get better at. And we've been working hard this week to do that. And, you know, Hartford's on an upswing, so we know we're going to be in for battle. And like I said, it's about our mentality coming in, imposing ourselves on them, and making sure we're pressuring the right part of the field so that we win the ball higher, being a little bit safer with our possession. Last game, we just had too many giveaways, and those possessions over 90 minutes translates to the other team having to work quite hard, and we got to do a better job of that. So that's been our focus this week, and like I said, we want to come in halftime with a lead. That's so important. Every time we've done it, we've won games.
At the start of the year, coming into the first game, you had Marcel Appia and Kyle Fisher listed as the starting center backs. Been missing both of them up until the last week or so. What's it meant to have them both back?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously getting close to, you know, 90 minutes fit is probably another question that you ask. And Marcel's still feeling some effects in his calf. So until they get a few weeks under their belt, that's when you'll see the real true them. But at least it helps to have their voice and their experience.
And looking at Hartford on Saturday, what do you think are the keys to this match?
You know, we got to possess the ball well. And I think one of their real biggest assets are set pieces. They've got a couple big guys that have scored goals for them. So one, it's obviously not giving them set pieces where it can hurt you. But two, making sure that we can spray the ball around and make those big guys work hard. The more work they're going to do, the more we're going to open them up. So we have to be patient, look to build up, but also recognize when we do win the ball that we can quick attack on them.
First of all, how's training going this week?
Yeah, it's been good so far. We are getting prepared for our game on Saturday, and everyone is putting in a good job, and we are all working very hard to get a good result on Saturday.
How is it now that everyone's kind of getting back, getting some guys back healthy? It had a little bit of an injury bug there early, but now some guys are getting more healthy and more active in training, getting ready.
Yeah, I think that's good for the team, and then for everyone so we can get prepared for the game very well, and then to make sure that everyone is in to give us more competition on the field of play, and then make sure that we get the best out of us, and then make sure that we get good results. So it's pretty good.
You found the back of the net again this past weekend. Talk about that goal a little bit.
Well, I think it was a good build-up, and then I think I just had to finish. I just had to take a shot, and then I was lucky enough that it ended up in the goal. So, yeah.
You've played a pretty important role in a lot of what Legion's been able to do going forward. Kind of talk about how you see your role in Legion's attack.
Yeah, well, I think it's been pretty good. I like to play those kind of role, like to be in the middle of the pitch and then getting the ball 10 and then, look forward. So I think that's what I like doing best, and yeah, I kind of like it.
In your opinion, this Saturday's game, what's the most important thing that y'all need to do in order to come away with a win, 3 points?
Yeah, I think this is a game that we need to go all out, especially we playing at home, and I think we need to give our fans something, which I think it's been a while. We win at home, and I think we are working so hard towards it to make sure that we make sure that whatever it takes, we're gonna win at home this time around. Yeah.
Welcome back to BBVA Field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Gibbon. There you hear Prosper Kasim talking about how he thought his team was primed to get 3 points tonight. Mike, they still might get those, but it's going to take a few minutes at least as the rain continues to come down on the south side of downtown Birmingham tonight. Bad news is lighting's going to push us back at least another 20 or 25 minutes or so. The good news is, based on the radar we've seen, this will roll through and we should play soccer tonight.
We're going to play tonight. I'm pretty confident in that. The field's going to be in good shape. Both teams will still be ready to play. It's going to be a fun and exciting match. This is one I've been looking forward to for a couple of weeks. Two teams in relatively similar situations, two new franchises within the league. It's going to be a great, exciting match. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer to see it happen.
And really, Hartford comes in with a lot of momentum. Well, hopefully this doesn't still what they've been able to do so far this year. But 8 of their 9 points that they've accrued so far this year have come in the last 3 or 4 matches they've been able to play.
Yeah, they started with 8 road games, and that's tough for anybody. They seem to have turned the corner. They've found a couple of wins and a couple of draws in their last 5. Legion FC, I think, have played really well almost every match of the year. They haven't won them all, but they've dominated possession in almost every game. They've dominated shots and goal almost every game. They've played really good soccer. This is just a funny sport where you can dominate a game and still not win. If this was basketball, you might miss 1 or 2 layups, but you're still going to win by 10 or 12. Soccer, it comes down to one moment here or there, and those moments seem to have gone against Legion FC at times.
So far, they've gone at least for Hartford the last couple of weeks. They've surrendered quite a bit of possession, but really they've done a bulk of their work on the counter.
And that's what they like. They sit back and defend. They've given up a lot of goals, and I think they've made the choice that we need to sit back and defend a smaller space. We don't want to get spread out. They're a pretty big team. Maybe not quite as quick as some of the opponents are, and so they defend a tighter space and then try to catch you on the counter. They've got some good speed up top for sure, and they've managed to score a bunch of goals in the last few games.
Well, another lightning strike hit right as we were talking, so at least another 30 minutes beyond what we sit right now. 7:18 local time, 8:18 Eastern time. So we're looking at the earliest to restart this contest around 7:50 Central Time, 8:50 Eastern Time. We'll keep you posted on BHM Legion Twitter or Hartford Athletic Twitter as well for more information and here on this broadcast on My 68 and ESPN+. But coming up, Mike Evans sat down with headman for Birmingham Legion, Tommy Sohn, on what he thinks about his expansion franchise so far in this 2019 campaign.
So welcome to the Coach's Corner. We're here with head coach Tom Sohn of the Birmingham Legion FC. Coach, we're going to spend a few minutes trying to get to know you a little bit better, let our fans know more about you. You had a very long professional career as a player. What got you started in coaching?
I think every player knows what direction they want to go towards the end of their career, and I think when I went back to Chicago for the latter part of my career, I really felt that itch to teach and coach. And we got some young kids in Chicago, DeMarcus Beasley and Josh Wolf, who are not young anymore, but at the time they were. And I really took to them and made sure I was helping them along as pros. And I had one on each side of me in the locker, and I did that purposely. So I think you get a sense of wanting to do that while you're still playing. And so now you start watching the game instead of just for what you see, but you start seeing everything. What does that look like? How are we training? And you start taking account to that, and that translates to kind of what you become as a coach.
You've had a number of different positions before coming to Birmingham Legion. Tell us a little bit about your path to the Legion.
I started as an assistant coach in Chicago, and I felt like you always think you know everything when you come out of playing, and you get in the coaching world and you realize, wow, I still have tons to learn. So I coached under Bob Bradley and Dave Sarakin in Chicago, and then Peter Novak got the opportunity in DC, so I followed him and went there for 6 years. And probably the most, working with Peter, he left a lot for the assistant coach, and I probably grew the most in that time. And it was a time of which DC United was just an awesome club. They just did things better than everybody. So that learning experience was tremendous, and I moved on to be a head coach there. And when I was done with that, I also wanted to try the front office side. So I left coaching and went to Vancouver, and was in the front office and did most of the GM type deals. And I felt like it helped me understand what a coach might go through, but also appreciate what front office has to do and how that partnership can be better. Having said that, many other stops along the way, ending up here and working with Jay, who I had a relationship with as a coach, has helped grow that front office and that coaching tightness that we have. And we were able to establish somewhat of a culture already and an understanding of what this club means. But when you have a coach and a president working in the same path and ownership that draws the same vision, it's been fantastic. And I've really enjoyed my opportunity here.
If you were going to pick one or two people who you would list as your mentors along the way, who has had the biggest impact on you?
My father and my mother, for that matter, as well. I mean, they're the perfect story of immigrants coming over to this country. They met in this country from Germany and Romania, and they came with nothing and forged a life and started a business and gave us a childhood that I can only hope to give to my kids. And it's all from hard work. My dad's key to success was just outworking everybody. And if you take that into coaching, I think it says a big lesson, and that's what you want your teams to be. So I think you try to carry that lesson out to everybody you coach. So I'd say my parents are probably the biggest factors. Soccer-wise, I've coached under some really good people. I think Bob Bradley added some, his personal relationship as far as explaining and communicating with players. He was quite good at that. Obviously had an idea of how he wanted the game to be played. Dave Sarakin had his own vision of the game. Peter Novak had a totally different style, probably not the best man manager, but his ideas of the game were far beyond mine at the time. And so you pick up little pieces of that along the way. Early in my career, I worked with Dave Durr, who I thought he was probably the best guy as far as assembling a team. His vision of having the Chiefs and the Indians, at the right balance, he was amazing at that. So you pick up little things along the way from all those, and I guess you become yourself through all that.
And over the course of learning from these different people, have you developed your own philosophy of coaching?
Oh, absolutely. And I think, analytics has aided to that. I think there's certain things that I look at, what I think I want my team to be. We have these little things that maybe we can calculate to let the guys see that if you hit certain numbers, it translates to wins. And I won't share that with you because it's secret. But those things are what you want your team to be. And when you're hitting those marks, I think, one, you become a good team, but you also become a team that's fun to watch.
Not trying to get into your key performance indicators, but just a general philosophy of soccer, what you like, what you would picture for the perfect team to be. Can you give us a couple sentences of what that might be?
Geez. I mean, you can go on for days about that. I think what I do love. I look at that St. Louis game we just played, and it was two teams that rolled up their sleeves and played, and it was exciting to watch. I think us as coaches, we still have that obligation to keep the game exciting to watch for the fans. We're still building the product, and I think if you watched that game, you had everything. You had goals, you had attacking, you had tough defending, you had the edge of your seat at the end of games. And I think that's the type of atmosphere we want to create, and our style of play wants to be that. So we might stretch ourselves a little bit on the road, but we might give a couple goals away, but we're hoping to outscore teams and keep it fun to watch.
In building a new club from the ground up,
Were there certain things you felt you needed to build around? What were the building blocks of this team?
Most importantly, I think when you start, you meet with the owners and the president and make sure that the culture and everything they're looking at is in line with what you believe to be a way to build a club. And I can say from day one, I felt that about the ownership, that the amount of times they talked about Birmingham to me showed me how much they cared, and having local ownership aligned with that. My relationship with Jay, which goes back some, we've had discussions about what it would mean to be a good club. So that part was easy because I think we have that same vision. I think the biggest thing for me coming in with a new team was making sure I went around and met with the guys and make sure we got the locker room right. I've said this many occasions that you can always tell if your team has a chance by walking in the locker room and seeing what kind of group it is. And that part we got right beyond belief. It's been the funnest group to coach. The amount of support they give each other in good and bad. You don't notice those good and bad times. And when you have a team like that, if you get it right, now you start training the right ways, good things can happen. And I'm starting to see signs of it. Obviously, it's early in the season. And we're going to have to weather some bad times because there will be some bad times. But I've also seen when we started 0-2, the group got closer instead of pulling apart. And that's the part that Jay and I focused on, making sure we got all the right guys that we want to represent, not just on the field, but off the field.
Were there key positions that you felt you needed to fill first before you could build the full team?
Yeah, ironically, we built from the back forward. Some of the guys we chased in the back we didn't get. And then we ended up signing some forwards first. So, I think you just want to find the right guys, and every piece that you fill, you want to complement. The next guy you sign complements that piece. And, like getting Matt in goal, that was a big one for us on two things, because he had to be a coach and he has to be a player. And that's a tough demand on anybody. And he's done an awesome job on both sides of it, because it's not easy to transition into the coaching world. And watching him, and I don't watch the keepers that much, I give them the freedom, but he's absorbed into that role fantastically. And we've also had to utilize our relationships with MLS clubs and get loan guys, which I feel add into the areas that we might be a little bit light. And it shows we're doing a good job because I start calling them back. So maybe we shouldn't play them as much.
What are the differences in coaching in the MLS versus coaching in the USL Championship?
I kind of said this. Someone asked me that the other day. How do you feel being in a different league? And I don't know that it's that much different. I think the energy and the work you put into coaching, whether you're coaching at USL Championship, USL 1, MLS, it's the same work. It's the same thought process. It's evaluating games. So in that side, it's the same feel. You hurt when you lose, and you feel top of the world when you win. All the emotions are the same, and the work is similar. So it's not much of a change. I've truly enjoyed being here.
There's obviously a lot of pressure building up towards each match, but as a human being, sometimes you have to pull away from that pressure and find a way to relieve stress. What do you do to get away from the pressures of winning and losing?
First and foremost is family. I think they ground you and keep you sane. Unfortunately, they haven't been here, so it's been a little tough. So I've been in the office probably too late every day, so I'm looking forward to them coming. They'll be here next month, and that'll be my safety valve. And then I do love fishing and the outdoor sports, so I'll definitely take that on here soon.
Hopefully the weather will allow a little more of that over the next few months. Have you found a little place, restaurant, coffee shop, somewhere where you can either start your day or end your day and have a little individual time?
Not so much. I'm here at the office till probably 8 o'clock at night. So this has been my solace. I close the door, shut my office, and just watch video.
As you look to the future of this club, what do you see? What do you think needs to change or improve?
One thing I will say is from the start, they led me in the direction that they're all in. And they have been that since I've been here. I think they will take this soccer as far as the fans want to take it, whatever that means, but they're excited about the club. Our owners are, if we keep growing, they'll grow with it and they'll adjust. So that's all I can say is they've lived up to everything they've told me and I've expected.
The team has had to deal with a lot of weather issues, whether it's delays, changing dates, game canceled. You go to St. Louis, the weather is miserable for part of the game. How do you keep the team focused when you're dealing with all these uncontrollable distractions?
Yeah, I just recall the Louisville game. I think I did like 15 pregame speeches in 2 days. I came out of that exhausted, just trying to fire them up. But credit the guys, they responded. You know, I saw from when we were supposed to play to when we actually played, they kept that energy the whole time. But it's disruptive. You know, you can't tell anybody it's not, because you go through preparation, and now all that preparation for Red Bull gets pushed off till October. So it's frustrating in some sense, but in the end, it's part of the game, and it happens to both teams. So,
throughout your career, you've both as a player and a coach, you've won lots of awards, you've had lots of success. Is there a single moment, award, recognition that has stood out to you?
You know, I've been fortunate. I've been on really good teams, and I think won a championship in Chicago as a player in MLS. I think the one I remember the most, though, was the first championship I won, and I was only an assistant coach in D.C., but the amount of work that you do as a coach far exceeds what you do as a player. You know, you go out for 2 hours of training, and then you call it a day, and you're resting, and as a coach, you get in the morning, you leave late at night. So the reward of that first championship as a coach was phenomenal, and I'll always remember that one.
How about one of the funnier moments in your career? Is there something you look back on, something that either happened to you as a player, coach, or maybe just to a team that stood out?
No, I might actually go deeper, and is helping my son, coaching my son a little bit. He was maybe 5, and he was playing rec soccer, and you know, he knew the game much more than everybody else. There's other kids picking daisies, and so after the game, I told my son, you know, buddy, I know you're passing, but you don't need to pass. You know, some of the kids don't know how to play soccer at all, so, you know, just keep going. So the next practice, coach says, all right, kids, we're going to all work on passing, and my son puts his hand up, and all the parents are standing around, and he goes, my dad told me not to pass. And it just always sticks out in my mind, because all the parents looked at me, and I just got red face. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. That wasn't one of my finer moments. So that one sticks out, and it isn't pro soccer, but it's soccer nonetheless.
Well, we appreciate the insights and appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to BBVA Film. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman. Mike, you sat down with head coach Tom Stone there. What were your biggest takeaways from that conversation?
You know, first, I really enjoyed talking with him. He's obviously a great coach, but also a really nice man, very funny man. He gave us some insights into not just his coaching philosophy, but just into the type of person he is. I thought it was a really fun interview.
Right now, he and the rest, his side, and Hartford Athletic as well, still stuck in the locker rooms due to lightning in the area. As you can see on your screen there, the rain's mostly cleared away, but now the lightning strikes are the biggest issue, as another one hits right there. Still about 30 minutes or so maximum until we can get this game going for sure. Looking at the radar, it looks like the rain more or less will stay away, at least the heavy stuff, the rest of the night. Now, Mike, we just got to get the lightning out of here.
Yeah, I think looking at the sky right now, we've got a pretty good view from up here in the press box. It looks like most of it's blown through, and what's left will go through pretty quickly. So I'm certainly optimistic we're going to get going here in just a little while. But again, we've got to be safe. We've got to make sure that both the players and the fans are out of harm's way. The field looks beautiful, not just lots of green grass, but it looks dry and ready to play on. I know both teams were walking the field before the match, and we're really pleased with the new sod that was laid down. It's only had a couple weeks to grow in, but it's looking really nice. Certainly from up here, it looks nearly pristine. So when we get this going, I think everybody will be ready to play, and the field will be in good shape.
Well, while we wait, plenty of USL Championship soccer here on this Saturday night around the league, as well as Gold Cup action in Cleveland, Ohio. The United States men's national team taking on Trinidad and Tobago this evening, trying to secure, I would say, advancement into the knockout rounds after their win over Guyana a few days ago. Birmingham Legion without one of their main midfielders, Zach Arivo, as you see on your screen there. He's representing Haiti in this 2019 Gold Cup, and his side already has secured advancement. 2 wins already. You see out there on your screen, 2-0 over Nicaragua and 2-1 against Bermuda, and Arivo's been right in the thick of everything, Mike.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching him play the other night. You know, we've gotten to see him play a bunch here with Legion FC. Watching him on the international stage was really fun. I thought he had a very good match. He's a big-time player, certainly a player that Legion FC have missed for the last few weeks while he's been away on international duty.
Certainly been the case. Birmingham Legion's played Arivo in attacking midfield, defensive midfield. He's even played a little center back. Certainly a versatile man and a man Legion have enjoyed having contributions from. The loanee from New England Revolution. Earlier this season, we asked Arivo about the honor and opportunity about representing his national team of Haiti on the field and in the 2019 Gold Cup.
Team, and it's a lot more exciting now because we have a big tournament coming up this summer, and Gold Cup is one that everyone looks forward to, and we were able to get a good result in front of our fans and our country, so I'm excited and I'm looking forward to that. It means everything. I mean, kids dream of being there, and we're an inspiration to all, and we're representing something more bigger than just the team. It's the nation and the country, so I mean, we're just excited, and we're blessed with the opportunity, so we have to do the best possible for the team and for the country when we put that jersey on. I mean, it means a lot right now because Haiti doesn't have much going for them right now, and the country's in a difficult position, and we're just happy that we're able to put a smile to their faces and be a bright spot of the country, and we're just trying to push for them and put Haiti on the map, and we're going to do our best possible.
Anytime someone gets called in the national team, it's an honor, and we send them away excited for him, and hopefully he'll share some of those experiences he gained coming back and take a bigger role on the team. And you know, I thought Zach had a very good game the first game with us, and he'll continue to grow. I mean, we're fortunate that I got to coach Zach for a couple of years, so he kind of knows what's expected of him from our eyes, and he's come in and done a really good job adjusting to his teammates, really more than adjusting to us. But what he brings is that engine. He's clean on the ball. He'll work hard. The things that we know we can expect every day, he's done that, and now it's just getting to know his teammates a little better and combining.
Of guys in your time that have gotten a taste of national team soccer in their playing careers, how important is that to guys on a career-by-career basis, getting that call up to the national side?
Playing for your national team is a dream come true for every player, whether it's a youth international or a full international. It's what every player works for and dreams of. You know, with Zach Arivo, I know how proud he is of being able to represent his country on such a big stage as the Gold Cup. Listening to Coach Sohn talk about it, you know, it's a two-edged sword for teams, for pro teams, because you love to see your players have that kind of experience and achieve those kind of goals. But it also is hard to see some of your top players leave your club for a while. Zach Arivo's been gone for almost a month now, yeah. And so he's a big part of the team. You're excited for him individually, but I'm sure there's also a little bit of disappointment in that he's not out on the field playing for Legion FC. He's a terrific player. He's a terrific young man. Everybody in town here is really proud of his achievements so far, but we're also all looking forward to having him back on the field.
It's kind of a unique problem for USL Championship and to a lesser extent MLS. A lot of their key guys kind of go missing here for the Gold Cup every other year, and it's kind of up to your team depth to kind of make up for some of those losses, and especially in sometimes some key areas.
No question, depth is something that every club hopes to have. Not everybody has as much of it, and typically with your international players, it's your top couple of guys. In the USL, there's only a handful of teams that have lost players to the Gold Cup this summer, Legion FC being one of them. And so you hope that you've got the players who can fill in. You hope that the results keep coming for your club. But it's always hard to lose your top guys, whether it's for injury or international duty. And in this case, for the Gold Cup, it's a pretty extended period of time that these players are gone.
It is. Certainly, depth will be tested amongst some of the teams that are missing some key cogs over this month of June and maybe into July, depending on how far some of those respective teams progress in the 2019 Gold Cup. One way to foster that depth is you got to at least make sure that everyone is up to training speed and playing as close to 100% as possible. And Mike, you got a chance to talk to Dan Barlow, who does a lot, or is in charge of a lot of what Birmingham Legion trying to do in terms of training and keeping everybody healthy.
It's a long season at the professional level. You're playing 9-10 months straight. The physical preparation and the physical recovery is a big part of keeping your players on the field. Dan Barlow has done a great job with Legion FC. It was interesting to sit down with him earlier and learn a little bit more about what he does.
Director of Science and Sports Performance, Dan Barlow, with Mike Getman. Now more on how to keep Legion healthy and what they use to try to keep Legion healthy on a day-to-day basis.
So I'm here with Dan Barlow, the Director of Sports Science and Performance for Birmingham Legion. And Coach, tell us a little bit of what does that title mean? What's your role within the club?
So it's kind of a broad-ranging role. So it's everything from movement preparation before training sessions and games to make sure that the guys are moving as efficiently and as with as much quality as they can when we get on the field for training. The weight training that we do afterwards, the pre and post-training nutrition, and then also probably one of the main role probably is important or more important as all that is the training load monitoring.
And so when it comes to the monitoring, tell us, how does that work? How are you monitoring what these guys are doing?
So we have a couple of different ways that we track training load. We do use a player wellness app called Soccer Pulse. And with that app, that does a couple of things. It actually tells us in the morning, the guys fill it in on their phones, and so they do that at home, so we know how they're feeling before they ever arrive. So they answer questions about how sore they are and how much energy they have, and if they have any reported injuries that we don't know about. And then post-training, they tell us how hard the training session was. They give us what's called an RPE, which is a rating of perceived exertion. And it turns out, it sounds pretty low tech, but it turns out that soccer players and athletes in general are very, very good at telling you how hard something was, and it correlating very well with heart rate and distances that they traveled and things like that. And so we use their subjective measurements and we match it up with objective measurements that we get through GPS data and heart rate data.
So speaking of GPS, I'm sure that's what these two items are all about. If you could tell us what these two things are.
Sure. Well, this is a GPS pod. That's generally what they're known as, but they actually are a little bit more high-tech than just GPS. Everybody has a GPS in your phone these days, so everyone's walking around with one all the time. These also have an accelerometer in them, and they also have a gyroscope in them. And so they know how far you're going, they know how fast you're traveling, they know when you're changing directions, when you're going up and down, and so it's actually tracking a few different things. And they also sync up to a heart rate monitor. And so we know what someone's heart rate is, and so we can look at a number of different metrics.
So after a goal or after a game, players celebrate, they take off their jerseys quite often. Fans are seeing this item underneath.
Yeah.
Explain what that is.
So this is a vest, and the players wear it, and right on the back, right between their shoulder blades, there's a pocket, and the GPS unit will go right inside that pocket, and it sits right there, and right between their shoulder blades. It stays pretty out of the way. If they were to roll right on their back sometimes, you might end up with an issue where it turns a pod off, but we have a setting where it kind of resists that a little bit. And it's the whole point of the vest is that it's made to fit pretty snugly so that the GPS unit doesn't move around too much without the player. So it just moves when the player moves, and it's not real loose, and it doesn't move around a lot when the player's not moving.
We appreciate that information. I know fans see that all the time and are always asking what this vest is all about.
Welcome back to BBVA Field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Ketman. While we wait for this one to get underway, let's get a look at what's going on around the Eastern Conference in the USL Championship tonight. It's a busy, busy slate. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Bethlehem Steel already in the books. Rowdies survived, giving up a late PK to hold on for a 2-1 road win. How about Pittsburgh Riverhounds all over Red Bulls 2 tonight, 3-0, Mike, and what has to be the most interesting scoreline on the book so far.
Yeah, a little bit of a shocker. New York Red Bulls have certainly been one of the very top teams in the league so far. They've had some big wins along the way. Seeing them down 3-0 late in the second is a little bit of a shock, but this league is competitive from top to bottom, and so you never know from week to week.
Nashville already out front of Ottawa Fury. That was an early goal for Nashville SC, courtesy of guess who? Daniel Rios, who is in double figures already in the goals scored column. And there you see no score between Charleston Battery and Swope Park. That game was supposed to start an hour before this Hartford-Birmingham match. They're dealing with the same weather delays that we are here. As of right now, they're shooting for an 8:45 local time kickoff there. Remains to be seen whether Battery and Swope Park will get going over on the bay. Good news here from BBVA Field. We're just about 10 minutes away from our announced kickoff between Hartford Athletic and Birmingham Legion. We've gone about 20-25 minutes or so without lightning, and the rain, although light, is moving out of the area, Mike. So it's an abbreviated warm-up session for both teams who have to get ready all over again.
Well, it's good to see the teams back on the field already starting to get warmed up. That means we're going to play shortly. Hopefully the fans will file back in as well. The rain isn't going to bother the players at all. The field is in good shape. The rain may cool them down a little bit. It was a pretty hot day earlier today, so I don't think they're going to mind the cooler temperatures and a light drizzle. I think both sets of players are pretty excited to get this match started.
Well, it's two expansion teams going head-to-head tonight in Hartford Athletic and Birmingham Legion. And, of course, since they're both expansion sides, you had to build the brands from the ground up, basically. For more information on how Birmingham Legion were built, here's an inside look.
The Birmingham Legion Football Club. Our name, Legion, is rooted in Birmingham's history and proudly represents our city and its army of hardworking citizens and players. Our symbols, the hammer and anvil. These symbols represent not only our past, but also our might and ability to bend opponents to our will. Together, the hammer and anvil act as a calling for the Legion Nation to shout, "Hammer down," as we cheer our team on to victory. Our shield pays homage to our unified attack on the pitch and the spirit of all who call Birmingham home. Our sparks embody our fiery spirit and define our character, passion, pride, community. Our colors, molten gold and attack black. Molten gold symbolizes the quality of our character and sportsmanship. Attack black is our base, our foundation. It represents our menace and the shrewd determination of our city, players, and fans. We are Legion. We march as one.
If there's one thing with USL Championship clubs, it's that they have a way to make the experience unique to their clubs. I'm on site here at BBVA Compass Field in Birmingham to talk a little bit about this iron factory they have on site. I'm joined by Marshall, the director of metal arts at Sloss Furnaces. So, Marshall, first off, tell us what an ingot is.
Okay, so an ingot is basically just a unit of iron.
Okay.
So it's just a way to make the iron portable and mobile and in a manner that can be sold.
Okay.
So the process that we're going to be doing in-game is a little bit different than the casting process. This is a forge setup. So typically used for blacksmithing. You're typically not trying to completely melt what you're working with. You're just raising the temperature enough that it can be malleable.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing throughout the game is taking one of these in our forge and getting it up to temperature red hot and having that on standby so that when we score a goal, we'll take it out of the forge, over to the ingot, and we have a special die with a spark on it off of the Legion logo.
Right.
And that'll be placed on it and struck with a hammer. It's a two-man operation. When we're ready, the assistant will take that. They'll take the die and put it in place, and then the other person will strike it with a hammer. So each goal that's scored will get a mark, hopefully a lot of them.
Yeah.
And so we have one for each game.
Okay.
So to have the team that they're playing, and so throughout the season, throughout the years, we'll begin to accumulate these and create an iron wall back here with each ingot from the games.
That's going to be amazing. How cool is that for people to come in too and kind of see this little, you know, characteristic of Birmingham? That's awesome. Hammer down! You know they can tell how hot the steel is by the color.
Got it.
Burning up, red hot.
Once tonight, as both sides have retaken the pitch, Legion in black, Hartford Athletic in white, and Mike Getman, as we watch both sides try to warm up. It's interesting to see both sides trying to get themselves loose. They went through a full warm-up, give or take an hour and a half ago, and now they're trying to get all loose all over again.
Yeah, that's always a challenge for the players. You get all warmed up, you're ready to go. We got delayed literally right at the kickoff. Both teams are ready to take the field. So it's a little bit of a mental change, and then physically you got to get yourself cooled down, then warmed all the way back up. Both teams are used to this. As a soccer player, you've gone through it more than once in your career, and so they do know what to expect. I'm sure both teams will have gotten themselves both physically and mentally ready to be back in the game.
Great shot there on your screen. Eric Tattersall, our head official tonight, talking with both Coach Stone and Coach Nielsen. Tattersall has reffed both these teams at least once so far this year. He had the match Birmingham Legion against Memphis 901 FC in Memphis. That game finished 2-2 after Birmingham Legion got a late penalty kick won by Kyle Culbertson that was slotted home by Chandler Hoffman. Meanwhile, Loudoun United and Hartford were reffed by Tattersall as well back on May 19th. That was Hartford's win 2-1 over Loudoun United that time around. Since it's been a while, let's get a look at the starting 11s once again for each side. We'll start with Hartford Athletic. 2-10-3 so far this year on this 2019 campaign. And as we mentioned at the top, Mike, a flat 4-4-2, pretty similar to what Hartford has been rolling with most of this year.
This formation has been what they've played throughout the year, the last 4 or 5 games. It's worked quite well for them. As we mentioned earlier, Danny Barrera starting up top. He's new to the team, but he's a long-time pro, and he's had a lot of success. He's a very dangerous attacking player, great pace, so it'll be interesting to watch him. In the back, they're a pretty young team. Also in midfield, fairly young. Jorgensen and Downs will be interesting to watch. Those two guys playing against a very experienced team for Legion FC.
Yeah, 3 changes for Hartford Athletic on the whole. The Swartz and Berea are up top instead of Angulo and Walshik, who were up top in Hartford Athletics' last match against Nashville SC, but no changes at the back as Hartford Athletic try to bury in that defense. On the other side for Birmingham Legion FC, first time all year really, Mike, that they've rolled out a 3 in the back look. If that's at least the look that they show at the outset of this match, great to see Kyle Fisher back in the back line as well from their perspective.
Kyle Fisher was a big part of the team at the start of the season. Injuries kept him out the last few games. No question, he'll be a great addition having him back in the team. Tyler Turner also played early in the season, hasn't played for a while. Very athletic player. Matthew Laurent has played most of the season at center back. It'll be interesting to see how all 3 of them do together.
Prosper Kasim was the goal scorer last week for Legion in their 4-1 loss against Charlotte Independence. He is occupying the left wing tonight as Daniel Johnson gets the start really as the attacking midfielder right in front of Brian Wright and Chandler Hoffman. And Mike, if Legion's going to have success tonight, they're going to need to go through at least one of those 2 strikers.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see these 2 guys play together in the center of the park. Both have been great goal scorers throughout their careers. Having them side by side, I think, creates a real challenge for the defense. You're going to have 2 center backs for Hartford matched up with 2 center forwards for Legion FC. It'll be fun to see which pair wins that battle.
And in the midfield, 2 interesting pieces to look at, one for either side. There you see Joe Holland just off to the side in that former screen there. Here's Kyle Karinga getting ready on the Hartford Athletic side of things. But his teammate Alex Dixon makes just his 7th start this year after 4 straight sub appearances. He gets his number called in the midfield, one of the biggest changes for Hartford Athletic. He and Joe Holland both have a chance to make impacts in their respective midfields.
When you have a season of 30-something games, you're going to need players to come off the bench, become starters, take a role in the team, and add something. So both those guys get their opportunity tonight to show that they belong on the field on a regular basis.
Warm-up just about complete as both sides get ready to make their way back to their respective benches. Fans continue to file in as the stadium had to be evacuated. So basically starting over as everybody, from the fans to the players to the coaches to the referees. We were shooting for 7:55 local time, 8:55 Eastern kickoff. I don't think we'll quite make that, but kickoff should be just around the corner. Thanks for sticking with us on My 68 at ESPN Plus Hope to get this match underway shortly between Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic, and hopefully everybody can ditch the rain gear sooner rather than later, as the radar shows almost clear skies the rest of the night. Maybe some sprinkling here and there, but hopefully the rain is all but gone. As you see Daigo Kobayashi getting some last-minute instruction. The 36-year-old is the oldest player for either side, and he gets the start in central midfield for Legion, right next to Mikey Lopez.
Looking forward to watching Daigo play again. He's a very technical player, very experienced player. He's one of the smartest players in the league. He's seen just about everything there is to see in soccer. Certainly, he'll be expected to be one of the leaders in midfield tonight.
Jimmy Nielsen was named the manager of this Hartford club in September of last year after 4 seasons at the helm of OKC Energy. Before that, he was still in his playing days as the former MLS goalkeeper of the year for Sporting Kansas City, a 2-time All-Star, a 1-time U.S. Open Cup winner, and a 1-time MLS Cup winner as well for Peter Vermees and that Sporting side. Legion have broken the huddle. Hartford Athletic are about to do the same, as we are just about ready for soccer in the Magic City. Almost an hour behind what we thought we would be starting this contest at. We are about ready to go. 73 degrees in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. It'll get down maybe into the high 60s. We'll see if that's the case or not. There's Eric Tattersall, his 8th USL head referee assignment this year. Second time he will see each of these sides in the championship of the Eastern Conference. He's joined tonight by Jeffrey Skinner, Carlos Pailago, and Sam Bierster. As the crowd continues to file back in, we are just about ready to go. From the newly christened BBVA Field, game on from downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic. Legion in black, Hartford in white. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman, glad to have you with us. It's Legion who control first. And it is indeed 3 in the back, Mike.
It does look like back 3. Looks like Matthew Laurent on the right side of the back 3, Kyle Fisher in the middle, Tyler Turner over on the left side.
Long ball lofted for Sebastian Dahlgaard. He's going to chase it down before it rolls into touch. Had a nice job tracking back in defense by Joe Holland.
Joe is a player who's known for his technical ability, his ability to score goals and to be creative in the attack. Right there we saw him working hard to get back defensively. If he'll keep doing the defending like that, he can be a very important player for this Legion FC team.
Just the 3rd start this year for Joe Holland, born in Birmingham, but not Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, England, to be exact. The only Englishman on this Legion club. Here's Fisher, who will play it all the way back to the goalkeeper tonight, Matt Van Oekel. He and Hartford Athletic coach Jimmy Nielsen cross paths, both in their time at OKC Energy FC in the USL Championships Western Conference. As that'll skitter out of play off the foot of Hartford goalkeeper Frederick Due. We'll get a chance here in a moment to get a look at our keys to the game for both sides. Mike, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but always good for refreshers. We're getting going about an hour later than we thought. Let's start with Birmingham and what they need to do tonight.
Yeah, I think 2 real keys for Legion FC. Dominating possession, dictating how the game is played, and just finding their form. They've been on the road a bunch. They've had some tough breaks. Just being confident, playing the way they want to, I think is a real key for them. For Hartford Athletic, we know that they like to counter. They score most of their goals on the counter attack, and they're also very good on set pieces. Their coach talked a little bit earlier about how they weren't very good at set pieces, but the statistics show a little bit different. They've scored a number of goals. They're a big team. They like to serve the ball in on wide free kicks and on corners. I think they're going to be a very dangerous team on all set plays.
Hartford dropped their last contest at home against Nashville SC by a final score of 3-2, Mike, but based on the film we saw, you could argue that's one of the best games Hartford Athletic have played all year.
They were really unfortunate in that game. They were up 2-1, gave up 2 late goals. Nashville, very good team, so it's not a total surprise, but I know that Hartford was really disappointed. They felt they'd done enough in that game to win.
Only a wonder strike near the death gave Nashville all 3 points in that contest. Here's Dahlgaard dribbling at Lopez, gets his cross away. It skitters all the way through. to Prosper Kasim, who is often running the other direction. Kasim picks his head up, looks for options. Still circling. Now plays long over the top, looking for Hoffman. Headed away nicely by Logan Gadula. Now it's Hartford working forward. First touch for Raymond Lee, the left back. Once again, Sebastian Dahlgaard. One of a handful of Danishmen on this Hartford Athletic side. Lovely bit of passing here from Hartford. Berea. Jorgensen. Lee. Back out wide for Dahlgaard. Hartford in the early going, probing. Looking for an opening in this Legion back line. Do they have it here? Dahlgaard trying to get to the end line. Holland plays it out, but it's the first corner of the night for either side, and it belongs to Hartford.
We're not used to seeing Hartford have long periods of possession. With 3 center backs for Legion FC, when the wing backs come back or wide midfielders, you end up with 5 in the back and only 3 in the center of the park. And that does leave some space out wide for teams to keep possession. It makes it hard for them to penetrate down the middle. You got lots of guys in there. And so I won't be surprised if Hartford does find some moments of possession, even if they don't necessarily penetrate with it.
It's the youngest member of the club, Jorgensen, to take the corner. Back post is dangerous and just wide. DeVitt almost put his team in front.
As we talked about, they've got some big guys, especially when the center backs come forward. Big bodies in front of goal. They serve good balls in. They can be very dangerous on these set pieces.
It was an excellent ball, and DeVitt did get his head to it around Laurent. But the chance goes just wanting. As Van Oekel gets ready to restart play. Injury report tonight brought to you by Viva Health. Both sides are a bit knocked up. Hartford Athletic did not even fill out their 18-man roster, just 17. 6 subs available for Hartford tonight. They're without Tyler David, who's been out since April once again with that groin injury. Giuseppe Gentile is out with a concussion that he continues to nurse. Hartford certainly do not want to rush him back. And Ryan Williams is out due to a back injury. On the other side for Birmingham Legion, Kyle Culbertson was questionable coming into the night. He did not dress out due to a hamstring injury. Marcel Appia returned for a couple of games, but is out once again tonight, along with Femi Hollinger-Jansen. All 3 of those members of this Legion side unavailable this evening. And of course, as we touched on during the delay, Zach Irivo, the midfielder, is off representing his native Haiti in the Gold Cup. Here's a counter-attacking chance. Good work by Mathieu Laurent to cut it out from Sebastian Dahlgaard.
We're about halfway through the USL season. Most teams have had a few players get banged up. Certainly both these teams have had a number of injuries over the last few weeks. Legion FC starting to get some players back, and even some of the guys who didn't dress tonight or aren't on the 18-man roster seem to be getting closer to full health, so hopefully they'll be back to full strength soon.
Just getting underway from Birmingham, Alabama, BBVA Field. Side of our contest on this Saturday night. Kickoff was supposed to be around 7:06 local time. It's more like 7:56 local time, but at least the rain and thunderstorms have cleared the area. Fans have just about finished filing back in as Hoffman tries to battle against Gadula. Gadula wins the tussle, but his team gives possession back, and a foul is given as Kobayashi clatters to the deck.
Even though Chandler Hoffman wasn't able to hold on to possession there, I like the way that play was shaping up, because as Chandler received the ball, he also had Brian Wright 1v1 down the middle of the field. And so 2 center backs are going to have their hands full with both of these guys. It may not work every single play, but it only has to happen once or twice where Legion end up 1v1 going to goal.
Laurent off the deflection finds its way to Joe Holland. Holland inside. First extended touches for Daniel Johnson. Johnson surveys and plays back to Laurent. So it looks like Legion have flipped their back line just a little bit here. Turner playing off the left side, Laurent playing off the right. Now a long ball played over the top. Turner there to head it away as Alex Dixon was making the run in behind. Fisher tries to play it off Swartz, and now just has to play it out of play.
Hartford Athletic was pushing 3 players forward when Legion had the ball in the back, playing 3 versus 3. So looks like they've made the decision to step up and press the Legion and not let them play out of the back and not let them establish the possession.
Throw in taken by Dahlgaard. Gets it right back from Raymond Lee. Mark there by Joe Holland. All the way back to Gadula. Fans, don't forget you can find all the Legion FC information in one place. That's the Legion FC app, available on both iOS and Android platforms. The Legion FC app, the only app that says hammer down. Dahlgaard one-on-one with Laurent. Laurent got a little bit of help. Lee sends it into the box. Back post unmarked and just off the inside of his boot. Otherwise, it's 1-0 Hartford Athletic.
Looked like Prosper Kasim had let his man drift behind him there. Very good service, beat him. Fortunate that that ball didn't end up in the back of the net.
Golden opportunity for Daniel Barea, who plays with it at his feet now. Connects with Swartz, flag stays down. Swartz to Karinga. With the play all the way to Raymond Lee. Nice job by Chandler Hoffman tracking back in defense. Now a counter-attacking chance for Legion, as that is just a bit too far away from the run of Brian Wright.
Good job by Due coming out and winning that ball early. But you can see that the opportunities are there for both Brian Wright and Chandler Hoffman to make runs in behind. That 2v2 matchup is going to create some opportunities, no question about it.
A little over 10 minutes gone so far between Hartford and Birmingham Legion. 2 of the 4 expansion sides in the eastern side of the USL Championship. It's Legion, Hartford, Memphis 901 FC, and Loudoun United. The 4 expansion sides. Right now, the best of those 4. Moving forward. Dahlgaard looking for support, gets some from Lee. Lee's cross sails through everybody. Loudoun United 12 points so far from this season, tied with Birmingham Legion. They just have the slight edge due to goal differential. Hartford Athletic has taken 9 points so far, although 8 of those 9 have come over their last 5 contests. And Memphis 901 FC have taken 11 so far this year. Johnson brings it down to the floor. Still moving forward. Here's Johnson. Plays it out wide into the run of Kasim. Prosper Kasim, the team's leading goal scorer, works his way into the area. Lays it off for Kobayashi. Kobayashi with space. Over the top, looking for Hoffman, just a bit too far.
Good little spell of possession and opportunity to try to get the ball into Chandler Hoffman. Didn't quite work out. The touch was a little heavy, but you could see what they were trying to do.
Fan Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Here's Frederick Due, who sends it away, the 26-year-old Dane, who makes his 5th straight start tonight. Johnson flicks it on to Kasim. Can Kasim win the foot race? He does. Still Prosper Kasim on his left. His cross is blocked, but a corner is coming for Legion.
Really nice ball from Daniel Johnson in behind the defender, letting Prosper Kasim use his pace to get around the outside. A little bit of a hard touch right there that took him away from goal, but still good opportunity. It creates another dangerous chance off the corner.
Great work in defense by Kyle Karinka to track back and deny the service. Corner on this near flag will be taken by Taigo Kobayashi, the 36-year-old from Japan and the oldest player for either side. Kobayashi's ball played short to Tyler Turner. Turner, a good ball, headed out of danger. Nicely done by Raymond Lee. Cadulo is in the area as well for Hartford, and now perhaps a counter-attacking opportunity. Nicky Downs leads the charge back the other direction.
That was a great service in from Tyler Turner. Hit a really firm bending ball, difficult for goalkeepers to read and deal with. Handled pretty well by Hartford.
Dangerous run here. Opportunity for Hartford. Crosses in and scored! Harry Swartz pokes it home, and the visitors are in front in the 14th minute.
We talked about counterattacks, that they like to get forward. Coming right off of the corner kick from Legion FC. Not down the field, it was a good service in. Love to see the replay of that one. We can see exactly what happened.
Third goal in the month of June for Harry Swartz. And an excellent service from Alex Dixon set it up. And the counter-attacking chance does pay off for Hartford Athletic. Off the dangerous corner on one end, Hartford Athletic strike on the other. And a clinical finish as Swartz pokes it right by the dive of Van Oekel.
Really good pass and a great finish. Did really well to get the outside of his left foot to that.
Johnson plays it forward. Brian Wright's going to track down the loose ball. Legion restart play quickly and want to move into the attacking third. Johnson waiting for movement. One-on-one with Karinga. It's still Daniel Johnson. Still Johnson working with it at his feet. Finally dispossessed from behind by Barea. Here's Kobayashi. Out wide, Kasim. Did he let it roll out of play? He did. Flag is up.
When we talked to Coach Tom Sohn earlier in the week, he talked about wanting to get the first goal in the game, that they've had to play from behind and open themselves up, which has made things challenging. I know he'll be disappointed giving up this early goal. I think we're going to see both teams open up. Both these teams have been wanting to score more goals. Both these teams have been playing pretty aggressively. I don't think that's going to be the last goal of the night.
Legion have had their scoring struggles as a foul is given. Lopez was pushed from behind by Downs. Legion come into play tonight scoring 11 goals so far this year, the lowest number in the USL Championship. On the other side, Hartford Athletic have surrendered 32 goals, the most in the Eastern Conference, and 2+ goals in 10 of their first 15 contests. So as you said, Mike, the numbers would bear it out. That's likely not the last time someone will find the back of the net in this one.
It's too early for Hartford to just make the decision they're going to pack it in and sit back and defend the whole game. I don't think that's what they're going to be trying for. And as this game opens...
Here's Hoffman on his left foot. Kick save and a beauty by Due.
Good strike by Chandler Hoffman. Really nice save. He didn't have time to get his hands down to that ball, but got his foot there.
Early service was a good one from Joe Holland. Brian Wright dummied it nicely as it fell to Hoffman. Here's Hoffman playing into Wright. Wright couldn't quite get by. Sim DeVitt. And now a counter pushing forward the other direction. Touch was just a bit too heavy from Dahlgaard as Laurent was able to cut it out. Second look at the chance for Chandler Hoffman. On the other end, here's Brian Wright. Brian Wright clearing on goal. His first touch a bit heavy. Wright trying to circle the keeper, and it's in the side netting.
His touch took him a little farther away from goal than he wanted, but he did get around Due. Just couldn't quite cut it back enough to get it inside the post.
A tremendous opportunity for the Canadian Brian Wright. He just couldn't manufacture the angle, as he circled Due.
That's two really good chances in the last minute and a half for Legion FC. They certainly aren't letting the one goal against them stop them from attacking. They're getting forward and creating chances.
Due restarts play. Bit over a quarter of an hour gone. Both sides have had their fair share of opportunities. Hartford is the one that has cashed in their biggest to this point. Fans, don't forget you can follow Hartford Athletic and Birmingham Legion and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every single week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Nicely done by Daniel Johnson. Plenty of time and space for Mikey Lopez. Here's Lopez pushing forward. Lopez on his right. His shot is off woodwork. How it stayed out, I'm not sure. Lopez couldn't have found the post any more squarely than that.
That was a fantastic strike from Mikey Lopez. Hesitated, beat his man, got every bit of this ball as it left his right foot. Goalkeeper never even had time to move. Unfortunately, off the post for Mikey Lopez. 3 chances in the last 2.5 minutes here for Legion FC. Definitely opening up this Hartford team.
Legion's attack certainly asking questions to this Hartford back line. Now it's just a matter of can they cash in one of these opportunities. Good news is, Mike, if you're Tom Stone, you have to like the way your team has responded after conceding the early one.
There's a coach down the road from here, not too far, who likes to talk about the process. Results will take care of themselves if the players will stick to the process and continue to work to play the way they want to play. Legion have done that all season long. Tonight, even though they haven't got the result yet, it does seem to be paying off. They're working hard, they're making runs, they're combining with each other. I think all the hard work we've seen them put in over the last few weeks is starting to pay off.
Great ball by Kasim, as Wright couldn't keep his header down. But you saw there briefly Chandler Hoffman signaled to his guys, keep pushing.
Chandler's made a couple of really nice runs to open things up. He's also made a couple of nice passes trying to combine with Brian Wright. I like the way he's moving. He looks a little more comfortable in this system when there's 2 forwards rather than just 1.
Good job by Dixon to win the ball on the floor. Plays it back to Karinga. And under pressure, David plays it all the way back to Due. Nicky Downs against Kobayashi. Does well to keep it. Here's Raymond Lee trying to play it through. Joe Holland cuts out that potential pass. This game has opened up quite nicely, especially over the last 10 minutes or so. Schwartz beats Kyle Fisher to that ball. Playing for Barrera. And Kobayashi clatter to the floor, and Barrera is whistled for the foul. Interesting.
First couple minutes of this match looked like both teams were feeling each other out, maybe still trying to complete their warm-ups and get their body temperature up to where it needed to be. But the last 10-15 minutes, it's been full speed ahead in both directions. Game has definitely opened up. Good attacking intent from both sides.
Fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine, and you should too. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help you get back to your active lifestyle. Fisher lets that go all the way back to Matt Van Oekel, the 32-year-old. Began his career in the USL with Minnesota. Laurent's pass cut out. Here's Dahlgaard. Trying to find Schwartz. Well done by Fisher to win that cleanly. Wright's pass was cut out nicely by Lee. Still Raymond Lee working forward. Excellent individual effort. There's Fisher once again as that's played out of play, but the referee is going to bring it back for a free kick as Lee went clattering to the ground behind the play. That's a sight for sore eyes, that replay for Legion fans. Kyle Fisher had missed quite a bit of time with a hamstring injury. His 21 minutes last week against Charlotte was his first action since the first week of May.
One of the more experienced defenders on this team, a real leader in the back. He's a quiet guy, but he leads by example, and he is a very good communicator, even if he's not always loud. Great to see him back in action.
Set piece opportunity for Hartford Athletic. Jorgensen plays it into the area and finds nobody but the waiting arms of Matt Van Oekel. Here's Barrera. Flick on to play in downs. Barrera, the newest addition to this Hartford Athletic side. Made his Hartford debut in extra time last week against Nashville as he goes down to the floor holding his right knee.
He's not the biggest of players, but he's really technical, really quick, likes to take people off the dribble. He's had a really strong career back from his days playing at UC Santa Barbara. Helped lead them into the NCAA playoffs a number of times, and then he's had a very good professional career as well.
He set the all-time assist record in his 3 seasons at Sacramento Republic. Hartford brought him in, trying to bolster this attack. He's covered quite a bit of ground already in the first 20-plus minutes of this one. Another set-piece opportunity. Jorgensen drives the low ball in. Once again, Van Oekel is there.
Jorgensen can strike a ball. We know in close he's considered to be one of the most deadly players in the league. That was a pretty long distance out. I'm not sure that he's going to beat Van Oekel from 35 or 40 yards.
Van Oekel gets it back. That was in the direction of Swart, so I believe was in an offside position. Here's Kyle Fisher. Kyle Fisher still going forward from his center back spot. Connects with Hoffman. Here's Lopez out wide to Daniel Johnson. Johnson cuts it back inside, looking for a runner. Finds Hoffman. Flag stays down. Hoffman denied by Due. Here's Lopez. His dangerous ball finds Wright. Wright goes down. Referee says nothing. Play on.
Another couple of great chances for Legion FC. Really nice attack. Fans not happy with that call. Some of the players now arguing with the referee as well. I think the replay will show us that there was some contact. He deliberately steps in front of the man, goes down with the contact. That's a 50-50 call. Once in a while you get it, sometimes you don't. Brian Wright clearly trying to draw the foul there.
Yellow card caution has been issued by the referee.
Wright still chirping with Sebastian Dalgard. There was a yellow card given. It wasn't on that foul. It was on Daigo Kobayashi for stopping the counterattack, with Barrera going the opposite direction. As we get a second look at the contact in the area.
As a player, Brian Wright has every right to step in front of the man while he's in possession of the ball. Contact came from behind. It wasn't a lot of contact. It wasn't really hard. But Brian Wright doing a nice job of putting himself between the defender and the ball. Quite often you will get that call.
Fisher plays it all the way back to Van Oekel. Legion creating chances, just can't seem to catch a break early in this one. Hartford still clings to that early 1-0 advantage. Here's Downs. Jorgensen, just a big body in the midfield. Listed at 6'2" is Jorgensen, the youngest member of this Hartford Athletic roster at just 20 years old. Here's Downs teeing up a long distance effort that sails well wide.
I'm not sure what Hartford Athletic saw in the videos that makes them want to take these shots from distance. Van Oekel's a big man and he's pretty mobile. I don't think they're going to beat him too often from 35 yards or longer. But that's the third shot they've taken from distance.
Laurent over the top looking for Wright. Nicely done by Gadula. Barrera can't quite keep it in play. It's a Legion throw-in coming next. Fans, the summer of soccer begins at BBVA Field on Saturday, July 13th, when Birmingham Legion FC hosts North Carolina FC at 7 o'clock. Come early, enjoy festivities in the pregame plaza beginning at 5:30, and cheer on Legion FC. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com or on the Legion FC app. Another long ball, this time looking for Prosper Kasim. Can Kasim keep it in play? He does. Kasim on his left, one-on-one with Karinga near the flag. Lays it off for Lopez, who's come to provide some support. Here's Lopez looking for a back post ball. Lee heads it down. Still back to Lopez. Lopez's right-footed shot, and Due is there.
Mikey Lopez, for the first 2/3 of this season, we saw playing as a true holding midfielder, a defensive midfielder, always staying back and protecting the center backs. Last couple of games, we've seen him score goals, we've seen him making runs forward, and tonight he definitely seems to have the desire to get forward and join the attack.
It'll be Karinga to take the throw, the 25-year-old from Florida Atlantic University. Played just 1 year down in Boca Raton before starting his pro career in Finland. 6th straight start for him at that right fullback position. Lovely switch from DeVitt to find Raymond Lee.
Left Boca Raton, Florida to go to Finland. I'm not sure weather-wise that was a good choice, but it certainly has paid off for him in terms of his professional career.
Not a bad ball there from Nicky Downs, just a bit too far beyond the reach of any white shirts. Kasim looking for help, finds some in the form of Lopez. Those two play in a bit of a combination. Kasim's pass to right, cut out. Now another opportunity working forward. Dixon trying to play in Schwartz. Van Oekel hit the deck, but Fisher calmly ushers it out of play.
A little bit of a scary moment there as Van Oekel seemed to have tripped himself just as he was coming to get that ball. Fortunately, it just rolled out of bounds.
Half hour nearly gone from BBVA Field in downtown Birmingham tonight. Hartford Athletic struck first. Birmingham Legion since has had more opportunities and more possession. They haven't been able to cash in so far to this point. 14th minute goal from Harry Schwartz, the difference. Here's Hoffman sinking into the midfield to get a touch. Kobayashi works with Lopez. Back to Mathieu Laurent. Right, finds some space to turn and is taken down by Nicky Downs. Play restarted quickly by Kobayashi. Should get a look at the late contact there on Brian Wright.
Question about the foul, but Legion put it in play and get possession moving. They've done a really nice job of moving the ball quickly, not letting the defense get set. They just keep moving side to side, and they're opening up this Hartford team time after time.
Kasim wanted to play an early ball. It takes a deflection, but finds the head of Lopez. Nicely done there by Jorgensen to win possession back only momentarily. Here's Hoffman. Hoffman, top of the area! Chandler Hoffman!
Fantastic goal by Chandler Hoffman. Little hesitation move to freeze the defender, and then just bent it into the far side netting. Great goal.
The hometown hero strikes for the first time in USL play in front of the hometown fans. And just like that, we're level. Third goal of the season for number 9, Chandler Hoffman. And for the first time in USL Championship play, Chandler Hoffman has the home goal he's been searching for, and it was a lovely strike, Mike.
Hit it just the way he wanted to. You could see what he was lining up. Bent it perfectly into the goal. Beat the keeper cleanly. Really nice goal for Chandler Hoffman.
Fire up the forge. Another piece of iron manufactured. And another goal in the back of the net for this Birmingham Legion side to level the scoreline 1-1.
Fans have been waiting a little while to see that goal from Chandler Hoffman. They get both the goal they were looking for, and they get to see the forge fire up.
Kind of felt like that goal was coming. Birmingham had been asking questions of this Hartford back line ever since surrendering the opening goal. And you could say, based on the possession they've had and the chances they've created, that goal was deserved. Here's Brian Wright, who wins this one back. Trying to chip it forward to Hoffman. Couldn't find the run of either him or Lopez.
Soccer is a sport where pressure tends to lead towards goals. It's not always about one clear opportunity here or there. You can hit a post, a goalkeeper can make a save or two. But the more pressure you put a team under, the more opportunities you create, eventually things find their way into the net. That was the 5th or 6th good chance we've seen Legion FC create tonight in just the first 30 minutes of the match. Not surprised that they got the reward they've been looking for.
We had a feeling it was going to take more than one for both of these sides to come away with 3 points tonight. Certainly going to be the case now.
The Hartford goal was a good goal for them, scored the way they want to play. Quick counterattack, got it wide, and then played a ball back across the goal for a nice finish. I think they were happy with the way the game was going at that first 10 or 15 minutes of the match. From there, Legion FC have dominated possession, they've dominated chances, they've opened up Hartford a number of times. And certainly they have to be happy with the way the last 30 minutes have been played.
Downs lofts one over the top, looking for Schwartz. It's Van Okel who comes out to collect. Fans, don't forget you can tune into ESPN News on June 26th at 7 o'clock local time for Wednesday night soccer in the newest rivalry in the USL. As Daniel Johnson works forward. Johnson looking for the run of right, just a bit too heavy to find right. The battle for the Lone Star State in the Copa Tejas continues as El Paso Locomotive take on San Antonio FC in the Alamo City. Catch all the action June 26th at 7 o'clock local time on ESPN News. Turner heads it down to Kasim. Kasim looking for options. Perfectly weighted pass finds Hoffman. Here's Daniel Johnson looking for some support. Johnson still with it. Waits to play in Mathieu Laurent. Out wide to Joe Holland. Holland working inside. Driven ball. Sent away by Gadula.
One of the things that we've seen, Hartford Athletic have been stepping 3 players up to try and pressure the Legion back line, and it's left big gaps in midfield that Legion FC have done a nice job of finding players in those gaps, turning and running at the Hartford Athletic defense. Hartford's going to have to figure out how to press without leaving those big gaps. They've either got to bring their backs in midfield up with them and press together as a team, or they're going to need to drop off the pressure with those forwards and defend a smaller space. But right now they're defending from the top of one box to the back of the circle. It's approximately 50 yards of space they're trying to defend, and that's just leaving too many gaps for Chandler Hoffman and Brian Wright to drop into, and for Daniel Johnson to get the ball and turn and run at them.
Just around 9 minutes left in our first 45 from downtown Birmingham tonight. 1-1 our scoreline. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Gebman. Been an entertaining first half from BBVA Field to this point. Thought we would get an entertaining contest tonight at the outset. So far, so good.
Do have to like the attitude that both teams have come here tonight with. They're both attacking, they're both getting forward, they're both taking some risks, but it's making for a very exciting match.
There's Logan Gadula, 22-year-old and 13th overall pick by FC Cincinnati in the 2019 Super Draft. Dixon, his touch cut out by Kobayashi, but only as far as Karinga. Played all the way back to Frederick Dua.
You can see as Legion steps and presses here, they're bringing their backs up all the way to midfield, trying to reduce the space in front of them to play. That's something that Hartford Athletic hasn't done as much of. They've pushed their forwards up as they're doing now, but left their backs pretty deep, leaving some big gaps.
Fisher with some space, picks out an option. It's Turner down below us. As Lopez sinks back and connects with Kobayashi. Lopez, once again with space in the midfield. Does he play the switch? He does. Looking for Kasim. Lovely first touch by Kasim. He wants to play an early ball into the area. Hoffman almost brought it down. Right with a flick to Holland. Holland off the half volley. Was there a handball? There was not, but it is a corner coming for Legion.
I'm not sure if that ball went off his hand or his chest, but he sure didn't have time to react to it. But another dangerous ball from Legion FC, another good chance.
Looked like Lee did his best to try to tuck his elbows in there.
He certainly had his arms in against his body. If it did hit an arm, you couldn't say that he had it in an unnatural position.
Second corner kick of the night for Birmingham Legion as we get one closer look. And it looked like it might have gotten his elbow, but arms are tucked in. Referee will, more times than not, give you the benefit of the doubt. Kobayashi, a low-driven ball towards the front post, headed away by Dahlgaard. Dixon flicks it along for Barrera, and here come Hartford Athletic off and running. It's an even 3-on-3 break, and Barrera wants it. Plays it out wide for Dixon. Dixon's early ball towards the back post. It's a foot race between Swartz and Turner wins it. And wins a free kick.
Turner's really quick. That was a pretty good ball played diagonally across, trying to catch him on the backside, but Tyler Turner's just so fast and so athletic. Got there comfortably ahead of his man.
You see Swartz clattering into the back of Turner. Former Orlando City SC player. Making his 5th start tonight for Birmingham Legion. He's provided some much needed depth for the home side at both center back and fullback. Playing a good match so far in this one. Johnson, Kobayashi play 1-2. Still Johnson looking over the top for Wright. DeVitz is there.
Even though that ball didn't connect, it stretches out the defense. Sometimes you got to take risks. You play those big balls over the top. Let the defense know that if they do step up and press, you're going to play behind them. So even though that one didn't work, I think it's a good tactic. It's creating more space in midfield as the Hartford defenders fear that ball and stay a little bit deeper.
Johnson right in front of the Legion bench trying to turn. Lovely footwork there against Nicky Downs, earned some applause from the crowd. Lopez. Still Lopez. Lovely dispossession there by Jorgensen, and the foul whistled against Lopez a bit in frustration after losing possession.
Took a couple extra touches. He had a chance to get the ball off his foot. Thought he'd wait one more touch and maybe be able to play Daniel Johnson in. When that didn't open up, he got caught in possession.
Fans, when they're busy shuffling kids to and from school, soccer practice, and everything in between, and don't always have time to cook a healthy meal many evenings, keep you and your family out of the drive-thru with MealFit, the official food sponsor of Birmingham Legion FC. MealFit makes life easier and healthier with delicious and balanced home-cooked meals prepared for life on the go. Learn more about MealFit and order now online at mealfit.co. That's mealfit.co. Free kick coming in a dangerous position for Hartford as the referee wants to talk.
I think he wants to give a yellow card. That was a pretty hard foul, stopping a chance for Hartford Athletic. I'll be surprised if he doesn't show him a yellow here.
And it is a yellow coming for Kyle Fisher.
Caution has been issued by the referee to Legion FC. Number 3, Kyle Fisher.
Was it for the tackle or the tug on the jersey? Or
Maybe
a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, I think, on that play. It was a hard foul. Did not get the ball, wasn't really very close to it. I don't think you can argue too much about that yellow card.
Second yellow card issued to Birmingham Legion in this first 45 minutes. The first was to Danko Kobayashi for stopping a promising counterattack. Once again, it's Jorgensen who stands over the set piece opportunity against a 2-man wall. Six white shirts in the area, plus a 7th lurking in Dahlgaard. Jorgensen delivers a low ball, and it's in! Turned in by Logan Gadula. 2-1, Hartford have their lead back.
Legion FC had everybody back defending, but as we talked in the opening segment, this is what Hartford Athletic is really good at. Counterattacks and set pieces. They're very dangerous, a lot of big bodies. That was a great service in. Not much time for the defense to react.
Great driven ball in. And turned in to make it 2-1. Thought Gadula got a touch. Looks like it was Alex Dixon instead who got the first. So how about the night Alex Dixon's had so far? An assist on the first goal, and he gets credit for the second. What a huge goal that is, right before halftime.
Really important goal for Hartford Athletic. They'd been under pressure the last 30 to 40 minutes, giving up one goal, had balls bouncing off their post. But they show that they can be dangerous on that counter and dangerous on the set piece.
Here's Brian Wright, right at do it.
We said we thought there'd be some goals in this game. No question the fans are getting their money's worth so far.
Just a little over a minute and change left in our first half. I would assume there's at least 1 minute of stoppage time going.
We've had 3 goals and 1 yellow card. That's about the only stoppages so far. We should have at least 1 minute, if maybe not 2.
Alex Dixon, the native of Humboldt, Texas. Spent his college soccer career at North Carolina. He has played a big piece of what Hartford Athletic have done so far tonight. Laurent to Kobayashi. Nice connection there, finds Daniel Johnson with space. Johnson edge of the area, his right-footed shot is just wide.
From our angle, that looked like it snuck in. Really nice play from Daniel Johnson, just pushed it a few inches wide of the post.
Dewey thought he had his post covered. Johnson just inches away from beating him.
That a minimum of 1 minute will be added to the first half.
There's our official confirmation. 1 minute of stoppage time. Our stoppage time is brought to you tonight by UAB Medicine. Already 3 goals combined in this first half. Plenty of chances either side. It's made for an entertaining game from a neutral perspective. Here's hoping that continues. Hoffman flicks it into the path of Lopez, but nicely done by Karinga to cut it out. Diagonal ball, Laurent is there. Legion perhaps with just a few seconds left for one more attack in this first half. Should they push it? Johnson dispossessed. Here's Harry Swartz off and running. Swartz running right at the Legion defense. Plays it out wide to Dixon. Dixon, his cross into the area, headed away from danger by Laurent. Hollett sends it up, and that is all for our first half tonight from BBVA Field. And what an entertaining first half it was. It was Hartford who found the score sheet first. Legion found a response, but the Athletic are back in front 2-1 as we hit our halftime break. Mike, your biggest takeaways?
I think both teams should be happy with what they've done so far. Both teams have created chances the way they thought they would. Both teams have played an attacking style of soccer. It's been a fun match for everybody. Hartford probably a little happier at the moment.
2-1 Hartford Athletic on top as both teams make their way to the locker rooms. Coming up, we'll talk with winger Prosper Kasim on his thoughts on his time at Birmingham Legion so far, with halftime stats and highlights coming your way in just a bit.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
What's going on, guys? Here with Prosper Kasim, one of the leading goal scorers for this Birmingham Legion side so far. Prosper, if you had to pick your favorite goal you've scored so far, what would it be?
I think it would be the second one at home.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah, because that was our first win at home, and then the game was almost over, and everyone was like, it's going to end up in a draw again, and then finally the goal came, so it was so exciting.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that. I mean, it was fun to see the excitement, see the emotion pouring out. Did you plan what you were going to do in celebration?
No, I didn't plan it. Like, it just came naturally, because I was like, we finally got the first goal at home, and then a win, which, the fans were all waiting for. So it's like a joy to me, and I'm happy to be the one to score. So I was so happy. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just
Hey, it was fun to watch. So for the Legion fans that maybe weren't familiar with you before you came to Birmingham, tell us a little bit about where you came from, what you've done in soccer so far.
When I turned 17, and then I first signed my professional contract in Sweden, IFK Gothenburg. That was after my national team call-up for the U20 in Ghana. Yeah, so from there I've been there for 4 years. I played 3 seasons there, and I went on loan. And then I played 1 season before coming here.
So a little bit different, I would say, weather-wise, culture-wise, Sweden and Birmingham, Alabama?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool in Sweden than here. And
I was about to say, I'm sweating. I don't know if you're still sweating, so maybe a little bit different from Northern Europe.
Yeah, it's very different.
In your mind, what is your place, your role in this Legion team so far this year?
I would say, as a normal player, I'm just here to help the guys, to make sure that we all grow as a team, and then, reach the team's goals, and which we are working towards it, and I think we're going to get there soon.
Well, I know myself, the fans, we're looking forward to 3 points this weekend, and looking forward to seeing you put more goals in the back of the net. Thanks for the time, man.
Thank you.
Prosper Kasim, guys.
Arby will try again, and another. Crossing in, it's a goal! Arby will try for goal again and find the back of the net. The cross keeps the winner! Another brace! Gallegos cuts it back! Gallegos! How about that
finish? And involve them in the process.
What does it mean to go full Mingo?
Going full Mingo means...
What does it mean to go full Mingo?
You know what's funny is I actually hated that when I first heard it.
We say you never go half Mingo, you always go full Mingo. And that means just whatever the maximum extreme is, you go for it.
You're showing up there, you're passionate, you're wearing your gear, and you're being loud and proud in the brightest, boldest colours possible.
You're willing to be weird, you're willing to be out there, stand proud.
Means to put all of your energy, your passion, and your love and support into Forward Madison. We're mere caretakers for this team. The team really belongs to Madison and the people of Madison.
I mean, I think everybody, to a certain degree, is interested in what their crest represents of the club they support. But it also means a lot more when the people that are actually in the stands every week are the ones that actually help make that happen.
The players on the field represent them.
From the get-go with our supporters, you can tell there's going to be a special connection. It motivates me every day to show up to training. It's why I play. And to be able to help foster a sense of community that fans and supporters connect with week in and week out, that's special to me. It's something I cherish.
We've got a great facility to be proud of. We've got a team to be proud of. What this club is trying to do is offer a real sense of community to people from all different backgrounds, all different jobs, all different ages and everything. It's to each and every demographic as well.
The best thing we did was empower them, deputize them, and not get in their way, just support them.
Welcome back to BBVA Field. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Getman. Earlier this week, Birmingham Legion players and staff had a chance to visit with some of their favorite fans at Children's Hospital, Children's of Alabama, within walking distance of BBVA Field. Mike, certainly just another example of this Birmingham Legion club taking advantage of really getting involved in the community.
Really nice to see the players out, being a part of the community, doing something nice for kids. I had a little chance to talk with Tyler Savitsky about that visit. He talked about how it was fun to be there with the kids, but what a big impact that it had on him as well as the kids.
Certainly. Plenty of Legion fans hanging out at Children's Hospital. Of course, we wish them the very best, as I'm sure they're tuning in and keeping tabs on what Birmingham Legion are doing so far tonight. We're keeping tabs on what's going on throughout the rest of the USL Championship. Pittsburgh Riverhounds finish off that dominating effort and early start they had against New York Red Bulls 2. How about that match in the bottom right? 3-3 in First Tennessee Park, just about 3 hours north of here. Nashville FC against Ottawa Fury.
Lots of goals all around the league tonight. 6 goals in the Nashville game, 3 for Pittsburgh over New York Red Bulls, 2 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies beating Bethlehem Steel. It's been a fun night all around the league.
Indy 11, big win for them at home once again as they take out Atlanta United 2 by a final score of 1-0. Indy has been very, very good all year really, but especially at home. As we get a look at the USL Championship Eastern Conference standings, Tampa Bay Rowdies hanging on to their top spot in the East after New York Red Bulls 2 suffer that defeat to Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Nashville within striking distance, though, along with Indy 11. And, Mike, really it's a tale of two halves of the Eastern Conference so far to this point.
You know, there is a gap between the top and the bottom, but there's a lot of teams in that middle that all, with a couple of wins, few points, could move up the ladder pretty quickly. You know, even Ottawa sitting in 7th is also 2 games behind. They've got 2 games in hand, so they could very easily get towards the top of the table with just a couple of good results.
Birmingham Legion are played tonight with 12 points, Hartford Athletic with 9, so both certainly within striking distance of that 9 and 10 spots, although a bit of ground to make up there. But that's how the Eastern Conference standings shape up as we play into the night. Here's the stats from right here at BBVA Field through our first 45 minutes. And Mike, Birmingham Legion, after surrendering that early goal, controlled so much of possession. They got off more shots. They created more quality chances, but it's Hartford Athletic who have really made the most of their chances on the counter so far.
If you focus on the goals, Hartford Athletic are certainly the happier of the 2 teams. If you focus on the way the game was played, the amount of possession, the amount of chances, the number of shots, then Legion FC ought to be a pretty happy group. I think both teams went into the locker happy with how their team played. Legion FC just not quite the goals that they'd like, but they've had the chances. Boy, I tell you what, the one off the post, then the shot just wide by Daniel Johnson. There have been some really good chances created tonight.
Hartford on top by a score of 2-1. We'll take a timeout. Second half is just around the corner from downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Should be a fun second 45 minutes.
BBVA, transforming banking to put the world's opportunities in your hands. BBVA Compass is now BBVA, creating opportunities.
Coors Light is cold filtered for brightness and clarity. The world's most refreshing beer, Coors Light.
Welcome back to the Magic City, downtown Birmingham, Alabama, just off the campus of UAB. There you see the legacy workout facility for UAB Blazers football. Hartford Athletic on top of Birmingham Legion here by a score of 2-1 with 45 minutes complete. Get a look at our highlight from our first 45 minutes of action. And Mike Gemmon, it was a busy first 45 minutes to say the least.
Match got slowed down by weather early, but then once we got play going, great goals at both ends, great pass and a great finish with the outside of the left to push it past Matt Van Okel. Legion came right back within just moments, created great chances. Brian Wright takes a bump in the back, goes down. Referee does not make the call. I think they'll be arguing about that one for a while.
But the strike from Chandler Hoffman there to equalize the scoring at 1-1, certainly a happy moment for the home side and Chandler as well as he gets his first goal in open play here at home. But Hartford were able to find another right before the break, and it was a set piece, Mike. You highlighted at the open. That was going to be one of the keys for this Hartford side. It pays off big time there.
They've been dangerous all season on these set pieces. Really good ball driven in, and again, just all it took was one little touch to push it into the net.
Alex Dixon, a perfect finishing touch for him on a first half that was very, very dangerous. Daniel Johnson thought he had an equalizer that just went wide of that four-post. Legion have had more shots. They've created a few more chances, but it's Hartford who are out in front by a score of 2-1. As you see Kyle Fisher get tagged for one of two Legion yellow cards in that first 45 minutes, the other one belonging to Daigo Kobayashi. You see the shrug of the shoulders there, but the two goals for Hartford Athletic and the non-penalty call from Eric Tattersall. Some of the bigger plays as the fans get back to their seats as we get ready for the second 45 minutes of action between Birmingham Legion FC and Hartford Athletic. Two teams certainly looking for all 3 points tonight. Hartford Athletic has the early edge in that department, and here's what they have coming up around the corner. Back home for a match against Bethlehem Steel. They'll alternate home and away matches over their next 5. Road trips to Memphis and Swope Park, with 2 more home matches coming up against Indy 11 and Charleston Battery. Due up for Hartford Athletic to try to take some points and make up some ground in the eastern side of the USL Championship. On the other side for Birmingham Legion FC, their schedule looks like this. A midweek trip to Indy 11, certainly going to be a tough contest, and then another tough trip to Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who come up with a big 3-0 win against New York Red Bulls 2. And then a nice long homestand in the month of July. North Carolina, Atlanta, and Charlotte, all home matches for Birmingham Legion. And Mike, those are matches where Legion are going to be looking to take some points here in front of the home crowd.
Including tonight, they've got 4 out of 6 at home. New grass field to play on. As it grows in better and better every week, I think they're going to have more and more success and certainly enjoy playing on this facility for the next month and a half.
Both sides just about ready to go. Hartford Athletic trying to see this one out. What a job it would be to get 3 points on the road against Birmingham Legion tonight. Legion, meanwhile, trying to fight their way back into this one. As you mentioned, both sides probably should feel pretty good about where they stand after the first half. There's Coach Jimmy Nielsen for Hartford Athletic. Coach Tommy Sohn on the other side for Birmingham Legion. Deliberating with his assistant, Kano Smith, right to his right. It'll be Hartford Athletic to get play started in our second 45. From BBVA Field, Eric Tattersall, our head referee tonight, gives us the go-ahead, and we are underway in our second 45 minutes. Hartford trying to see this one out. Birmingham Legion looking for an equalizer. And an early stoppage as Laurent and Harry Schwartz hit heads.
Yeah, that was head-to-head. That was 2 big men going up for the ball. Both of them got a piece of the ball. Both of them got a piece of each other. Those are the plays you hate to see.
Second look, and Laurent right on top of the back of the head of Harry Schwartz. Credit to the referee, Tattersall, who immediately whistled both trainers out to the pitch. Schwartz remains down. Laurent at least has gotten to his knees.
I've watched Matthew Laurent for the past 6 or 7 years. He's such a brave player. He's big and athletic. He goes up for the ball. He's got his eyes squarely on the ball, focused on winning the ball in the air. Ends up winning it, but then heading straight into the man, and that definitely had to hurt.
Laurent listed at 6'3", is to his feet and walking off, albeit gingerly. Schwartz is to his feet as well. And we'll see whether both of those men can make it back into this one.
Hopefully they'll both be okay. Those head-to-head collisions, especially in the air like that. Everybody's got their eyes focused on the ball. They don't see the other man coming. At the very least, it's going to hurt a lot, but it does oftentimes lead to a concussion, lead to other head injuries. Both training staffs, I'm sure, will be very careful before they let these players back on the field.
Hartford have dealt with concussions a bit early on in this 2019 campaign. In fact, Giuseppe Gentile is still out nursing a concussion, did not make the trip for Hartford Athletic to the Deep South. Play restarted by Legion with Chandler Hoffman. Back to the Athletic as Harry Schwartz has made his way back on. Mathieu Laurent remains on the bench for Legion FC. Being checked out by the rest of this Legion medical staff. Nice first touch from Dahlgaard. Plays it out wide for Lee. Raymond Lee's cross is driven across and almost centered in by Alex Dixon, who got there just a step too late.
Hartford are playing 11 on 10 at the moment, and they almost exposed Legion FC there. Good ball across, just couldn't quite get anybody on the end of it.
Schwartz had just made his way back on. As we mentioned, Laurent remains on the bench, and I believe, based on the indications we're seeing on the touchline, his night's going to be done.
You hate to see him leave the game, but much prefer them to be careful with him. He's been a big part of this team and a big part of the defense. But head injuries, you've just got to be extra careful.
There's Mikey Lopez. Out wide for Holland. Barrera. Schwartz, lovely turn. He's got Barrera running with him. Early ball across, nicely done by Turner. Otherwise, Alex Dixon was waiting to tap it home.
Tyler Turner did a nice job of reading where that pass was going. Instead of running towards the man, he ran into the gap where he thought it was going to get played. Read it perfectly, cleared it out of bounds.
Corner coming for Hartford, their third of the night. As Legion are playing down a man right now after playing just 3 in the back in this formation so far this evening.
Down a man and missing Laurent, who's one of their best players in the air. This is a very dangerous opportunity for Hartford.
Jorgensen plays it short. Raymond Lee, his left-footed ball, blocked by Holland. Johnson trying to get there first, at least got a piece. Holland couldn't quite get around Karinga though. Hartford still with numbers forward, trying to take advantage. Here's Nicky Downs. DeVitt. Over top of everybody, just a goal kick. And now Legion will get an opportunity to make their substitution. And it's Razak Cromwell who will replace Mathieu Laurent.
This will change things a little bit in the back for Legion FC. Cromwell's a left-footed player, so he'll go to the left side, and that brings Tyler Turner over to the right, which is his more natural side, but it makes their back three much smaller, certainly just as quick. Cromwell's a very athletic player, but he's not nearly got the size or ability in the air that Mathieu Laurent has.
Laurent listed as 6'3", Cromwell just 5'9". The Ghanaian makes his 4th appearance in USL Championship play for this Legion side. 24-year-old joined Legion on loan in the middle of May. Turner plays over the top, looking for the run of Hoffman. DeVitt got there first and just plays it into touch.
Good pressure from Hoffman. He knew he wasn't going to win the ball, but he didn't give up on the play. Forced the defender to just knock it out of play.
Here's Turner trying to play the switch, cut out by Dixon. Schwartz couldn't get around Tyler Turner, who hustled back to win it back. Two goals for Hartford Athletics so far tonight in the 14th and the 43rd. Sandwich a left-footed strike from Chandler Hoffman in the 31st. Another long ball played in the direction of Hoffman, who's held back, and the flag is up. Was he offside or was a foul given? The flag was up for offside.
I think they've given the offsides. If not, that might have been a red card because his shirt was grabbed, stopping him from a goal-scoring chance. The referee bailed out by the assistant referee, but I'm not sure he was. That was really, really tight.
Back into play. Daniel Johnson plays it out wide. Here's Kasim's early ball, just a bit beyond rights. Here's Lopez teeing it up. Mikey Lopez! 2-2.
Fantastic goal by Mikey Lopez. We've seen the last 2 or 3 games. He's really been eager to get forward, to be in and around the box. That's his second goal in 3 games. Certainly starting to add to the attack of this Legion FC team.
What a strike from Lopez. He delivers the TKO to the corner flag. It's a body blow to Hartford Athletic here in the 53rd. And as you mentioned, what a tear Lopez has been on. 2 goals and an assist over his last 3. And a well-placed ball there in the corner. Dewey couldn't do anything to get to it.
Really nice strike. Hit it firm, but placed it in the corner. Not much the goalkeeper was going to do about that one.
The goals just keep on coming. 2-2 with still more than a half hour left to play tonight. What a fun one this has been.
Hartford Athletic have scored in bunches throughout the season. They've had some games where they struggled to score, but they've had some games where they've scored a bunch. Legion FC haven't found the net for a few games, but they also have scored a number of times where they've put it in the net multiples. And so tonight, 2-2, fair result for both teams, and we've still got a lot of soccer left to play.
Here's Raymond Lee. Plays it out wide to Dahlgaard. Dahlgaard couldn't get around Holland. Good job by the midfielder to track back in defense. Hoffman wins possession fairly according to the official. Here's Daniel Johnson. Back to Hoffman, running into time and space. Hoffman on his right foot plays it across towards Kasim. Here's Johnson. And Johnson taken down as Barrera runs him over.
This game has been pretty open from the beginning, but it seems even more open, end to end. Both teams, both groups eager to just run at each other, certainly creating some excitement for all the fans, both home and those watching on TV.
Looks like Birmingham Legion will make their second substitution of the night. Joe Holland will check out, and Gail Mabiala will come on.
Substitution for Legion FC.
An Englishman off, a Frenchman on.
Entering the game, number 7.
Gail Mabiala may be the fastest player on this Legion team. He's a pretty big man at 6 foot, but he's got great pace. Playing in this wide right midfield role. Be interesting to see if he can create more attack as he loves to get forward.
Mabiala, the product of right here in Birmingham, University of Alabama, Birmingham, where he played his college soccer. Lofted ball, run down by Kasim. Lopez, driven into the area, almost got all the way through. Off the deflection, it finds Mabiala. His square ball finds Johnson. Good defensive effort there by Jorgensen. Still Johnson, however. And an even better defensive play by Raymond Lee. Lee trying to play the long diagonal, cut out by Lopez.
Daniel Johnson had a couple of options there. He could have played the ball out wide to Mabiala. He also could have dropped it behind. But he's got that mentality to run at defenders, take people on, take risks around the box. Doesn't always work, but it's always dangerous, and that is a great way to create chances.
Mabiala finds right, back out to him. Towards Hoffman, Hoffman on his left. Hoffman plays it to Kasim. Kasim's left-footed shot is blocked. Good work by Karinga on the far side.
Almost every time that Legion FC has been able to push Hartford back and keep possession, they've also created chances.
Second look at the Mikey Lopez goal from just behind the corner of the net. Mabiala cuts it inside. Back to Turner. Kobayashi under pressure, finds Lopez. Lopez with a man on his back, draws the foul, wins the free kick. And has some words for Nicky Downs.
That was similar to the play where Brian Wright went down in the box. Mikey Lopez did a nice job of just getting his body between the ball and the man, and then slowed down and waited for the contact. 10 yards outside the box, the referee gave him the call. Brian Wright wasn't so lucky.
Fans, don't forget, when you're busy shuttling kids to and from school, soccer practice, and everything in between, you don't always have time to cook a healthy meal. Keep you and your family out of the drive-thru with Meal Fit, the official food sponsor of Birmingham Legion FC. Meal Fit makes life easier and healthier with delicious and balanced home-cooked meals prepared for life on the go. It's Cromwell to swing it in, right into the hands of Frederick Douay. Learn more about Meal Fit and order now online at mealfit.co. That's mealfits.co. Swartz trying to get around Turner, does so. Still Swartz waiting for white jerseys in the area, finds one in Downs. Downs on his right foot, his shot is blocked. Great work by Kyle Fisher.
Really good defending, 1v1 at the top of the box, no room for error. Held his ground, was patient, didn't try to win the ball, just blocked the shot when he knew it was going to be taken.
Hartford still moving forward, Lee's ball is dangerous. Fisher was there again, he and Barrera still tangled up at the edge of the 6-yard box, and now a foul is given. The referee's going to have a talking to with both Fisher and Barrera, I would imagine.
I didn't see the first piece of contact, but Barrera definitely stepped on Fisher a little bit as he was getting up. Was it accidental on purpose? I couldn't tell from here. The referee having a word with both of them.
We'll get a second look as Fisher cut out the pass there. Looks like a good bit of back and forth.
Yeah, I think both men had a little piece to play in that one.
It's a little over a half hour left. It's 2-2 already, and you get the feeling that each side is going to have a good chance to find at least a third.
The chances have been there for both teams, but it's really the attitude, the willingness to get forward, to take risks, to push players forward. That's what's made this game so fun to watch. Both teams have gone after it. Nobody has just sat back and defended. Nobody has tried to protect their lead or keep the tie. They've both looked for opportunities to get forward whenever they can, and the fans have really enjoyed this one so far.
You hate that the crowd wasn't as big as it possibly could have been with the thunderstorms that were in the Birmingham area. Forced this contest to start almost 50 minutes late. Those that are here at BBVA Field and watching on ESPN Plus and on My 68 have been treated to a dandy to this point. This contest has been splendid. Feels like more goals are in it. Here's Kasim against Karinga. Karinga shields him away. Kasim wins it back. It falls for Hoffman. Denied by Douay.
Great save by Douay. Had to get down low to his left. Full stretch. Got his left hand on that ball. Good strong wrist to keep it out of the goal.
Good work by Fisher with Swartz bearing down his back. Van Oekel plays it at his feet under pressure. Gets it away to Turner. Turner with plenty of space finds Johnson. Johnson is taken down hard, and I believe this is going to be a yellow card for Jorgensen. It is, as Johnson wasn't happy at all with that physical challenge. And it's gotten chippy here in the 61st.
There's been a few hard fouls from both teams. Hopefully they can get back to playing soccer. It's been a great match. Fans have enjoyed the soccer. I don't think anybody wants to see the nastiness.
we'll get a second look on our replay here. It's a cynical challenge, to say the least, by Jorgensen on Johnson.
I think he caught Daniel Johnson with a little bit of his forearm across the head. It didn't look intentional. The foul was intentional, but I do think he caught him across the head or the face with his arm as he went by. I think that's what Daniel Johnson was upset about.
Sebastian Dahlgaard is down and hit the deck with what looked like cramps after the skirmish. He's slowly being helped to his feet as the official yellow card will now be issued to Mads Jorgensen.
Trainer signaled for a change. So it looks like Hartford Athletic are going to make a substitution here.
Looks like that is indeed going to be all for Dahlgaard. So his night is cut a bit short, and here's the man we highlighted at the Open, Jose Angulo.
A yellow card caution has been issued by the referee to Hartford Athletic, number 8, Mads Jorgensen.
Jose Angulo,
in the 61st
one of the best goal scorers in the entire USL Championship. He's a powerful man. He's very quick, and he's a great finisher. On the counterattack, he's a very difficult player to slow down.
Here you see Johnson and Jorgensen still having some words, although being in a bit calmer tone now, after tempers have cooled a little bit. Legion just had a set-piece opportunity, almost in the same part of the park. Once again, it's Cromwell to take it. A good ball. It doesn't quite get all the way through to Hoffman. It's just a goal kick.
Much better service on that one. Found the head of Kasim. Just couldn't quite get enough on it to direct it on the goal.
Fans, don't forget you can get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Birmingham Legion or Hartford Athletic, and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus get reminders on Birmingham Legion or Hartford Athletics' next home match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Logan Gadula making his 5th straight start tonight. Lovely passing there, but an even better defensive job by Tyler Turner. Here's Mabiala. Mabiala picks his head up. He's got jerseys running with him. Plays it out wide to Brian Wright. Wright, edge of the area. His right-footed ball deflected. Hoffman tried to bring it down. Mabiala couldn't quite hit it on the half volley. And Lee sends it up the pitch. Legion still probing this Hartford Athletic back line. Hartford still looking for that golden opportunity on the counter. Here's Kasim running at the defender. Able to get around Karinga and keeps it in play. Kasim, his cross wasn't blocked, but Due was there for it.
Hartford Athletic have changed their formation a little bit. They started the match in a 4-4-2. They're clearly in a 4-1-4-1 right now. One holding or defensive midfielder, 4 flat in front of that, and then just one man up top right now. Jose Angulo, clearly the lone center forward.
31-year-old that just checked in. Oldest player on the club. Former USL MVP back in 2013. Mabiala was there to intercept the diagonal ball, but couldn't play it through to right. Now Hartford moving forward with Schwartz. Schwartz against Turner. A step over. A right-footed ball is deflected by Kobayashi. Mabiala wins it back. Turner trying to hold off Lee, does so. It's all the way back to DeVitt. DeVitt under pressure, goes down. Referee with a late whistle.
It's a good call. I thought for a moment he was going to let Chandler Hoffman get away with that, but it looked like Hoffman came through the back, won the ball after hitting the man.
As we get another look, and based on what we saw, that does indeed look to be the right call. Play restarted to Gadula. Much of Hartford Athletics' attack has been down this left channel so far in the second half. Here's Jorgensen. Plays the long ball across to Dixon. Dixon able to get to it. Still Dixon cutting inside. Cromwell got a piece to deflect it into the feet of Lopez. Lopez over the top looking for Wright. Wright brings it down with his head. Still Brian Wright. Brian Wright on his right foot. His shot is denied by Due, and a fine effort by the Danish keeper.
That was a fantastic first, second, and third touch from Brian Wright. Did extremely well to get that ball under control and get the shot off, but Due with a brilliant save again, keep the ball out of the net.
Kobayashi almost played right through. Wright just couldn't get a toe to it. Great work on both ends. Wright to bring it down against two defenders and squeeze off a shot. Due to deny him a potential third Legion goal. Still pressing, probing are both sides. Credit the pass as well. Lopez picked out Wright's head. Good 50 yards downfield. Not the first time Due has made a kick save tonight.
He's had 2 or 3 big-time saves tonight. No question, he's had a major impact.
Johnson and Wright link up well. Wright has options. Pitches out to Mabiala. Still Wright here. Wright trying to flick it through, and the flag is up. Hoffman was offside. Ball's in the back of the net, but Hoffman's off. Much to the dismay of the fans here.
Fans don't like it, but the referee's done a really nice job tonight. There's one call early that could have gone Legion's way on a penalty that was not called, but that's really been the only controversial moment of the game. Referee has gotten just about everything else spot on. Done a really nice job.
Kobayashi finds Lopez. Nice touch by Lopez to cut himself into some space. It's still Mikey Lopez. Lopez on his right. Tries to center it. Denied by Gatula. Good work by Fisher to get out in front of Angulo and win possession back. Much like the first half, it's been Legion with the bulk of possession here in the second 45. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, the USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more info, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Wright brings it down, but the flag is up against him. He was in an offside position.
Coaches spend all day and all night trying to figure out how their team should play against their next opponent. Both these teams came in with a clear game plan. You can see that they've worked on things in training, and then they've put them into play during the game tonight. Whatever the final result of this match is, both coaches ought to be happy with how their teams have followed out their instructions. They've both played well, created chances, scored goals, done what they were asked to do. It's been a really fun match, and two completely different styles of play, but both being performed at a very high level.
Still plenty of time for each side to get a winner. Almost exactly 20 minutes plus stoppage time. Razak Cromwell, one of 2 subs Legion have used so far tonight. Kasim does well, cuts it inside, beats Karinga. He's got options. Kasim stops on a dime, plays it back to Kobayashi. Kobayashi plays the switch out wide to Turner. Turner to Mabiala. Inside for Johnson. Johnson against 2 white shirts, wisely gives it up. Turner, nicely done, finds Johnson. Johnson centering ball. Hoffman's right-footed shot! Due is there again.
It's turning into a battle of Hoffman and Wright versus Due. So far, Due's been more than holding his own. making big save after big save. Chandler Hoffman's known for that lethal left foot, but that was a rocket with his right.
Second corner of this second half for Birmingham Legion. Once again, it's Kobayashi to take it. Kobayashi plays it short. Turner plays it back to him. Flag stays down. Turner, a low ball driven in, sent away by Downs. First extended touch here for Jose Angulo since coming up. Looking to play it through to Dixon. The flag is up against him.
Angulo's a very dangerous forward, especially in the counter, but Legion FC done a nice job of keeping possession and forcing him to defend more than attack.
Johnson, nice flick inside to Mabiala. Mabiala holding off Jorgensen. Still Mabiala, rocket at Due, is punched away, and Hoffman's cross is sent out of play for another corner.
Really nice play and a great strike from Mabiala. He hit one off the post in an earlier game today. Nice strike here, good save from Due. Mabiala showing that he's got the skills and the attacking ability to be a factor.
See if Legion play this corner short. They do, to Hoffman. Hoffman trying to keep possession, gets it back to Kobayashi. Looks like it's going to be Turner to send it in. This curling ball is well beyond the back post. And Swartz does well to hold off Kasim. Lopez is there to intercept his pass.
Legion FC have played their last 3 corners short. I think that's a show of respect for Hartford and how good they are in the air.
Late foul against Turner, who gestured right away that he got the ball. Eric Tattersall disagreed. As we get a second look, it was certainly tight. Maybe a little clip with the left foot. Cut down Angulo.
Both teams have played really hard. There have been a few hard fouls like that, but each time players were trying to play the ball.
Here's Angulo on the turn. Flicks it in nicely. This is Barrera trying to chip Van Oekel, and just a bit too tall.
Tough angle for him to try and chip the keeper. Not much room to get it up and down, but he was under a lot of pressure, and I think he was really just trying to get something on it.
Dangerous opportunity, arguably the most dangerous opportunity Hartford have had so far in the second half. Fans, Birmingham Legion FC entrusts the care of its athletes to UAB Sports Medicine Team, and you should too. All of our doctors are fellowship trained and have extensive experience caring for patients of all ages. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a competitive athlete, come see UAB Sports Medicine so we can help you get back to your active lifestyle. A lot of contact, referee says play on, plays the advantage. Here's Johnson, plays it out wide. Kasim, his right-footed curling effort is just beyond the back post.
Not sure why he brought that back onto his right. He's a naturally left-footed player. I thought the ball was played to him on the outside. He could have taken one touch and struck it. I'm sure he'd like to have it back now. But another good opportunity for Legion FC.
Second substitution of the night coming for the visitors, Hartford Athletic. Looks like Wojciech Fiches to check on.
Substitution.
He'll be the second sub announced. The first one is Phil Rasmussen.
Game, number 10, Philip Rasmussen.
For Mads Jorgensen.
Leading the game is number 8, Mads Jorgensen. Also checking in for Hartford Athletic will be number 12, Wojciech.
Double change. I think they're just trying to get some fresh legs on. It's been a long night. The field is a little bit heavy, even though it's drained well. Players are starting to fatigue, and certainly for Hartford, coming from the northeast all the way down into the humidity of the deep south. I think that may play a little bit of role in their fatigue as well.
So Wojcik and Rasmussen are on, and Hartford are out of changes with a little over 15 minutes left. Legion still have one at their disposal. Have substitutes warming up on the far side of the park. Turner couldn't connect with Wright. Now a chance for Hartford to work on the counter. Angulo with Swartz providing width. Turner provides the horse collar, and I believe will be given a yellow card.
He got a yellow card there for fatigue. He just looked a little bit tired trying to get back. He knew he needed to get there.
Yellow card
rather than run past the man, he just kind of ran into him and grabbed him.
Tyler Turner, 77th
Can't be much question about the call. He just looked like he was a little tired trying to recover.
Fourth yellow card given out tonight by Eric Tattersall.
Every set piece for Hartford Athletic has been very dangerous tonight. With Laurent sitting on the bench, there's less size in the back for Legion FC. This is a really good opportunity for Hartford to steal the win.
It's the substitute Rasmussen to swing it into the area. Good ball, gets to the back post, and it's poked in. Flag stays down, or did it? Referees are going to discuss at the far corner flag, and what a huge decision this will be.
Normally the assistant referee would have run up the sideline if he thought it was a good goal. He stayed in place. Center ref has come over to talk to him. I think he's called offsides, but we'll see what the final decision is. Another dangerous set piece play for Hartford Athletic.
The discussion continues. And no goal. The flag is up for offside. Wow.
Certainly a very big call. Hartford Athletic, Jimmy Nielsen aren't happy with the decision. We don't have VAR, but it does look like there was offsides on the first play, not the finish, but the first pass.
I think the debate was whether that took a touch as it got through all those bodies. If it did, certainly offside at the far post. If not, I believe he was on when the play began. Huge call goes Birmingham's way. It's 2-2 still.
Legion have got to be careful not to give up more set pieces for Hartford. Nearly every one they've had has ended up either in the net or near it. When we talked to Coach Jimmy Nielsen earlier in the week, he talked about his team being poor on set pieces. I don't know if he was trying to fool anybody or if he's really just been unhappy with their play, but they haven't been poor on a single set piece tonight. They've been superb.
Fans, don't forget the summer of soccer begins at BBVA Field on Saturday, July 13th, when Birmingham Legion FC hosts North Carolina FC at 7 o'clock. Come early, enjoy festivities in the pregame plaza beginning at 5:30 and cheer on Legion FC. Get your tickets today at bhmlegion.com or on the Legion FC app. 80th minute. Still 10 plus minutes to find a winner for either side. Rasmussen tried to switch the play. It was a poor pass and it was cut out by Mabiala. Still Mabiala running through the defense until DeVitt finally cut out the dribble. Here's Angulo. Plays through to Swartz. Flag stays down, he's in. Swartz with bodies arriving. Left-footed cross denied by Cromwell, and that was an important job by Cromwell to do there.
Good defending by Cromwell. Tyler Turner tried to play the offsides trap. Again, I think fatigue is starting to affect his decision making. He took a little bit easier route trying to play the trap, but didn't get up quick enough. Gave away another good opportunity for Hartford Athletic.
Another corner for Hartford Athletic. Another set piece opportunity. They've been dangerous tonight. Another dangerous ball. Kasim overhead kick sends it away from danger. Here's Rasmussen. Plays it in for Dixon. Dixon's been dangerous tonight. He lofts one towards the back post. Cromwell is there.
Really nice job by Cromwell to get up and get that out of trouble. He was matched up with a much bigger player, but still won it in the air.
Lopez opts for the safe decision. Heads it over the end line for another corner coming Hartford's way as Legion prepares their third and final sub of the night. Looks like it's going to be Eddie Opoku. So an attacking substitution for Legion head coach Tommy Sohn.
I think they'll wait till after the set piece. I'd be surprised if they brought in Opoku on the defending corner. He's not a very big player, not going to be dominant in the air. I think you want to leave the bigger guys in for this.
Van Oekel comes out, supplies the two-handed punch. And Johnson is able to run it down under pressure from Downs. Johnson still with it. And he flicks it off of Downs to win his side of throw. And now Legion will have a chance to make their change. It's going to be Brian Wright who makes way for Opoku.
It's an interesting substitution. They've certainly brought on even more pace and some fresh legs, but it does make Legion FC a smaller team. You've taken your biggest player off with Laurent already off. This is not a very big Legion FC team right now.
Legion hoping their pace proves to be more important than Hartford's size at the moment. As we wind down this contest. Opoku's first touch, trying to hold off Gadula, does so. Referee says play as Opoku tried to switch it unsuccessfully. Here's Dixon. Dixon running right at Cromwell. Still Dixon trying to split the defense, unsuccessful.
This match has been a perfect contrast in styles.
Flag stays down. Opoku's got space up the right wing. Still Opoku in the area. Opoku centers it. Hoffman blocked by Karinga.
You've got Legion FC, which is predominantly a possession team. Hartford Athletic, predominantly a counterattack team. One team much bigger, one a little bit quicker. It's been a really interesting match of styles and tactics, really fun. Whether you're a Hartford Athletic fan or a Birmingham Legion FC fan, you've gotten your money's worth tonight.
Both sides out of changes. 6 minutes plus stoppage time left. Here's Downs. A couple of nice touches there. Karinga, the early ball, looking for Angulo, and the flag is up. Turner played it right that time. Van Oekel restarts play. Fans, don't forget you can find all the Legion FC information in one place. That's the Legion FC app. Available on both iOS and Android platforms and available to download today. The Legion FC app, the only app that says hammer down.
Van Oekel has had the ball at his feet a few times just as it's played back to him here. He's had one punch that I remember. I don't remember him making a save in this match.
Not that I can think of offhand. Schwartz tries to turn around Turner and wins a free kick. Those two have been going at it most of the second half.
It's been a physical battle. This ball's a long way out, 65 yards from goal, but it does look like Hartford's going to dump it in the box.
Lee hooves it forward. Chested towards Angulo. Angulo is able to get to it. His left-footed shot. Van Oekel had his post covered.
Every set piece, corner or free kick, Hartford has been really good on it tonight.
All done by Hartford there to keep possession. Here's Karinga who does a full turn. Finds Rasmussen. Rasmussen a bit too tall. Wojcik. Fans, don't forget to tune in to ESPN News on June 26th at 7 o'clock local time for Wednesday night soccer, the newest rivalry in USL. The battle for the Lone Star State and Copa Tejas continues as El Paso Locomotive take on San Antonio FC in the Alamo City. Catch all the action June 26th at 7 o'clock local time on ESPN News. Here's Cromwell playing a long ball forward in the direction of Hoffman. David is there. Heads it into touch. Kobayashi. Johnson. Out wide, Mabiala. Mabiala tried to run at Lee. Lee met him there, and now the counter is on. Schwartz tried to play it forward. Mabiala might have gotten a deflection. Well done by him to track back in defense.
Yeah, he had a bad touch, ended up giving the ball away, but he worked his tail off to get back and make up for it. Great job defensively by Gail Mabiala.
Legion trying to play out of the back under some pressure, but they do so nicely. Mabiala finds Johnson in space. Johnson plays it across to Kasim. Black jerseys racing forward. Here's Kasim. Edge of the area. Leaves it for Lopez. Johnson. Thought about a right-footed effort. Cuts it back inside. Gets a little bit of width provided by Kasim. Kasim against Karinga. Lofted ball towards Mabiala. His flicked header is just wide.
Mabiala had bent over on this near touch line. Looked like he was trying to catch his breath. All of a sudden he snuck in at the back post. Got the header, just couldn't quite get it on goal.
Both sides look a little gassed here in the final stages of this one.
This match has been end to end. Every player has given everything that they've got. Some of these guys have not been regular starters and they've been asked to go 90 minutes, and that makes it tougher as well. They may not quite have that full 90-minute fitness yet, but they've given everything they've got, and it's been exciting.
Lopez finds Johnson. Johnson still with it at his feet. Beats one defender. Tries to beat a second, and a foul given as he clatters into Rasmussen.
Rasmussen's pleading his innocence, but that was actually a really good foul. He was beaten to the inside, and there was some space to run. He just took the obstruction call, put his body in front of the man, stopped the attack, and just far enough out. It's a long way. Be hard to see a goal coming from this distance.
Yellow card number 5 comes out of the pocket of referee Eric Tattersall tonight. It's issued to Phil Rasmussen, the 30-year-old from Denmark.
A yellow card caution has been
And
issued
certainly
by the
a
referee
physical challenge.
to Hartford Athletic in the 90th.
Although Rasmussen making the case that Johnson initiated the contact, not him.
Referee has had a very good game tonight. Even just a little detail here. Legion FC had tried to bring the ball just a couple yards further, closer to goal, get it closer into shooting distance, but he knew exactly where the mark was and made them bring it back. We haven't had to call the referee's name too many times. You hope he's not too involved in the game. When he's had to been, I think he's gotten the calls right.
Kobayashi and Cromwell are over top of this set piece opportunity. It's Kobayashi who lofts it over the top. Second ball won by Dixon. Dixon plays it out of play and now goes to ground. Not a good sign for Hartford Athletic, as 4 minutes of stoppage time has gone up on the board. Stoppage time tonight brought to you by UAB Medicine, as Dixon is down and does not look to be getting up anytime soon. Hartford Athletic out of changes tonight. And Dixon was immediately grabbing for what looks like that right hamstring.
I think as he tried to turn and sprint away from his man, he got a little tug on the jersey, just put a little extra strain on that hamstring. He reached for it right away. might be a little higher up than the hamstring.
Here's another look as Kasim went into his back. And Dixon knew right away something was wrong.
Hopefully it's just a little knot, a little bit of a dead leg. Nothing that prevents him from continuing. He's walking a little gingerly, but he's not looking like he can't continue.
So Hartford will play down a man for at least the next few minutes. We'll see how that affects our minimum of 4 minutes of added time. Play restarted. Athletic with the ball back at their feet. Angulo to Swartz. Swartz looking for a run from Angulo. Fisher is there and plays it back to Van Oekel.
That was a pretty calm touch from Fisher. He was under pressure from Angulo. If he'd have got that wrong, it would have been trouble, but he just calmly flicked it with the outside of his right boot right back to his goalkeeper, Van Oekel. Nicely played.
Dixon's made his way back on, although moving still a bit gingerly. Nice move by Mabiala inside. Still Mabiala trying to beat a second defender. He does. Mabiala working towards the end line. Gets a cross away, partially deflected towards Lopez. And finally, Hartford able to clear their lines.
Another nice attack, good opportunity, got the ball in the box. Chance to be dangerous, but very well defended from Hartford Athletic.
Approaching 3 minutes and our minimum of 4 required of stoppage time. But imagine we'll see at least a little bit more than that after the injury for Dixon there. Kasim turns upfield, finds a Poku. Poku cuts inside, evades one man. Can't quite beat the second. Hartford with visions of going back the other way. Here's Dixon, running well here on the counter. Trying to play through to Swartz, unsuccessfully.
There's a 2-on-3. They ran at him, but good defending from Legion FC. Really didn't give him much room to run.
Turner into the middle of the park, out wide for Kasim. Kasim running at Karinga. Still Kasim on his left, step over. Kasim makes something happen on this wing. Plays it for Lopez. Lopez, curling ball out wide for Mabiala. Johnson, low driven ball. Hoffman tries to bring it down, does so, shields it. Lopez, his shot is denied. Mabiala, dangerous ball all the way through.
Another great chance. Chandler Hoffman did a really nice job of holding that ball up and laying it back. Good defending. The ball ends up cleared out of danger.
Hartford Athletic perhaps with one more chance tonight to steal a winner. Here's Lee. Out wide Schwartz. Mabiala goes to ground, does well. So you get a second look at Lopez's strike.
Good defending. Defenders dropping off and covering part of the goal for their goalkeeper. Lopez hit it well, but the defense was in good position.
Downs couldn't flick it by Hoffman. Falls to Swartz though. There's Raymond Lee. Gadula switches to Karinga. Rasmussen. Dixon. Dixon against Kasim. Kasim wins the battle. Referee still hasn't blown his whistle into our 6th minute of added time. Lovely 1-2 there. A chance. Nicely done by Fisher. Heads away the cross for perhaps our final corner of the night.
Good defending. One more dangerous opportunity for Hartford. They've been really good on all their set pieces, especially their corners. Legion have one of their smaller lineups on the field, This is a real opportunity to steal all 3 points for Hartford Athletic.
It's Rasmussen to send it in on perhaps the final attack of the night. Headed through. Laid off for Lee. Lee dispossessed by Apoku. Johnson couldn't quite get around the defender. Referee whistles for a free kick.
He tried to wait, tried to let the play go. There were 2 or 3 different opportunities for Legion FC to sneak by and get in on goal. When that didn't happen, good decision from the official. Bring the play back. Give Legion FC one more opportunity to get forward, maybe get a ball into the box. Look for one last chance to win.
A 6th yellow card has been issued, this time Kyle Karinga. It's now 3 apiece. Referee Eric Tattersall tonight. Kyle Fisher drives it forward. A bit beyond everybody. Only finds Due, and that is all tonight from downtown Birmingham. An entertaining 2-2 draw between Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic. It was wide open, up and down, and in the end, a draw seems like a fair result.
They say you're only as good as your last match. Both these teams played really well tonight. Every player had a good game. I think both coaches had a really good game plan that was carried out nicely by their teams. This is what professional soccer is all about. Both teams attacking, both teams creating chances. This was a fun night for everybody here at the stadium and those watching on TV. Just a really, really good championship match.
So each side will take a point. Birmingham gets their 13th point of the year. Hartford Athletic will take away their 10th. We'll take a timeout, wrap things up from BBVA Field when we return after a 2-2 draw between Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic.
At Red Diamond, we've spent 112 years searching the world for the perfect beans. Your search will be considerably shorter. Red Diamond. Expect perfection. Available at a grocer near you. When your taste buds demand greatness, nothing compares to Red Diamond coffee. Unless, of course, it's Red Diamond tea. No shortcuts, no skimping. Perfect's not easy. Red Diamond. Available at a grocer near you.
Welcome back to BBVA Field, wrapping things up between Birmingham Legion and Hartford Athletic. Blake Gardner alongside Mike Kevin. What an entertaining match it was tonight. Had to wait a little bit to get it going, almost an hour delay from our original kickoff time, but Mike, I'd say that was well worth it.
No question, this match was worth every bit of the wait. I thought the game was played the way both clubs wanted it played. Good counterattacking soccer from Hartford Athletic, good possession and creating lots of chances for Birmingham Legion. 2-2, pretty fair result on the night. 21 shots for Legion FC. It's got to be their most all season long. 10 shots on target, but also, you know, good opportunities for Hartford Athletic. They won a lot of balls in the air, really dangerous on set pieces. That's something that's not shown on the statistics. Overall, I thought a really even game and really well-played match by both teams.
Certainly both sides came in with a game plan. As you mentioned, both executed very, very well. Hartford Athletic was dangerous all night long on the counter, had excellent crosses that really tested this Birmingham back line. Meanwhile, the Legion's speed and pace certainly tested Hartford Athletic as well. In the end, 2-2, a fair result between two of these expansion teams in the Eastern Conference as we get a look at some of the highlights from this entertaining match tonight. And Mike, really, it was Hartford Athletic who came out and punched first, but Birmingham Legion did well to punch back, and in the end really controlled more of the ball, more of the shape of the play. Hartford Athletic, though, was able to take their chances when they got them.
Again, both teams have to be happy. You know, great chances going end to end, both directions. Players working the tails off from start to finish. When you get this many shots, 21 for Legion, I think it was 10 shots for Hartford Athletic, you're going to get some goals. You're going to create opportunities. So the statistics match the way the game was played. It's not always the case. I think both coaches have to be really happy with their teams.
First goal of the night belonged to Hartford, as Schwartz poked that one home to give Hartford an early 1-0 advantage. Birmingham Legion battled back to find an equalizer of their own, and in the end, an equal result it was at 2-2. As you get a look at Chandler Hoffman's strike at the top of the box. Both sides take away a point from this one in downtown Birmingham tonight. Don't forget, this copyrighted broadcast is owned by USL Productions, LLC. All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of USL Productions is prohibited. For Mike Getman, I'm Blake Gardner saying so long from downtown Birmingham, Alabama. The final score was Birmingham Legion FC 2, Hartford Athletic 2. Talk to you next time on another edition of USL Championship Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.